And Owlbear. Live from my basement, it's Thursday night. Woo! Welcome to Dave's Imaginations. Dave Imaginations presents Murder in Crimmor. Ire of Mordroc, Murder in Crimmor. As our adventurers find themselves in the town of Crimmor on their way path as they try to find clues and uncover the location and bring Mordroc to justice.
Yes, the town of Crimmor.
The name
home of the world famous crematorium.
Ooh.
Crematorium?
Crimmor-torium. No, but that's cool. Maybe I'll have to write that in.
So I'm thinking we need a sub-adventures, then you get like 3 titles set.
I need to go to the third title. Mr. Spectacular's Adventure.
There you go.
So I know
you have a title. Now you need to write
I need to go to manage. I know that on YouTube it says Persephone. That is wrong. This is actually Murder in Crimmor, and I need to change that. But how do I change that?
See, in the notes it's crime and Crimmor, but alright, I'll switch it.
Crime and Crimmor.
Oh,
Crimmorian crime.
Dude,
Crimmor on Crimmor
you gotta
crime.
see
Mr. Spectacular's precarious prevarication.
Provocation.
The name of the book.
Prevarication, starting a fight.
Murder in
Oh,
Crimmor.
got it.
Murder in Crimmor.
Prevarication is a lie, though. Provocation would
But
be
yeah, I didn't think of that this time. You know, that Crimmor on Crimmor crime is just so sad.
Yeah, right.
His prevarication provocative
But, of course,
a fight.
when it's Crimmor on Crimmor, there's always
Make it up.
As I mess with this, why don't we go ahead and run the intro
crime.
for.
The name of the town is Crime More.
Yeah, right.
Let's do. Where'd it go?
Seraphine and Criminal's Death Inquisitor Lydia Biden.
Who is Artemis?
Was me.
I don't blame you.
Reginald.
It's a new name.
His freaking name.
Well,
I only had 2.
random task.
Well, okay.
Reginald. Artemis.
That's it.
What's the
Roderick.
Roderick.
Well, that's what she called me.
That counts.
Officially in the...
That's 4.
Unless Dave just completely made that up.
No. Well, I mean, he made
Yeah.
up the Roderick
Oh, wait.
thing.
Oh, he's changed his name 3 times since we've known him. She knew him from years ago, so he could have had 6 names since then.
Oh, the night's
Oh.
not over.
Way more than 6. I think this guy changed his names like he changed his pants.
And he just walked in. Some people call me Maurice. You know.
Maurice.
As long as they don't call you Francine.
Only on
Like Zeta calls
only
you.
on every other Tuesday.
Oh, this is gonna make me feel better.
That's
a
trouble,
drag
my
show.
friends. Right here in Crimmor City.
Murder in Crimmor.
Capital C in that rhymes with T.
Save. All right, that's a little bit better. I feel better about that. All right. How's it going, Leonard? We're alive.
I'm tired.
Speak to our many fans. Everyone, a worldwide sigh. Aww. For our favorite Leonard,
I think
who I threw Santa Claus under the bus on Saturday night for our murder mystery.
Yeah.
it was Leonard's fault.
It was Santa's fault, and there's only one person in the room with a beard that's fitting of Santa
And who has portrayed Santa previously.
for this. What is it? The group
Organization.
that we're, charity that we're raising funds for. One of the charities, anyway. But that's not why we're here. But it was fun for me.
Oh yeah. And as she was reading his thing, and it says Santa would never let this person have that many dogs and mistreat them. So I think Santa did it. And she read that out loud, and then I leaned back and look at her, and she goes, "Oh, you!" I just hid my face.
You'd have been fine.
It was good. It was good. So, like I said, our adventures are in Crimmor. You entered Crimmor and you witnessed Seraphina Crimmor be falling to her death.
Half gainer out the window.
And upon investigation, you found her covered in water, drowned, or neck broken.
Both.
Or both. But you went and you saw the water monster in the window behind. You rushed in and you battled the monster, but it kind of splashed away, collapsed into nothingness before you actually killed it. And you searched the building for clues and any wizards that might be in the building. There were none, but you did find some shards of glass, green glass, as well as you saw that the manifest, the current manifest of shipping that would have been going through for the current month is missing. And as you were investigating, you ran into this new character, Leiden Prowl. Leiden Prowl being window Leiden Prowl. She, the Inquisitor Leiden Prowl.
I like those ears.
Halfling. Inquisitor, nice and hairy on the edge.
Those aren't earrings?
I don't think so.
No, that's hair.
Okay.
To me, it is.
Or it's AI-isms. Well, thanks you for securing the scene. You tried to heal Seraphina, but her wounds were beyond your help. But you did secure the town. You secured the crime scene, and you did find a couple clues that you share with. And she says, I would really help with your assistance solving this case. And she deputized you and set you up with hotel and said, please help with this case. And so you promptly went bar hopping.
Some strangers just walk in.
Well, yeah.
You probably went bar hopping.
Expense account, woohoo!
A couple of you went to the Chanteau's Cradle to get some healing or / spa night. And
The Urco care.
you did drop off the map at a map maker's to see if he could take a look at it. That was kind of a sidebar, really not part of the adventure I wrote, but that's for our group. Also, you went to a bar. I didn't write it down. The place that would have the ale, right? The ciders. Yes, the hard ciders. And one of the things you that was recurring since is this rumor of Lady Ophel, Ophal. I did update your notes a little bit. Lady Ophel, or also known as the Dragon Lady, really doesn't like the governing families, right? There's 3 families in Crimmor. There's the Ophel family, that's Lady Ophel, the Dragon Lady. She doesn't like the other 2 families that are in control of the government, the Cry Trappers and the Crimmor. The Crimmor, namesake of Seraphina Crimmor. Seraphina would be the daughter of the nobility Crimmor of Mikhail Crimmor. The governor is Corlin Brain, Braen, Braen, and Braen is got close ties to both of those families. I think one's the best. I think he's best friends with Mikhail Crimmor and like cousin to Lamia Crytrapper, that is the other nobility of the family. As you were talking to Leiden, he did give you a couple leads that you might follow. He said you might talk to her dad to see what's up with her, and you might talk to the mayor to see what she was working on. And he also did say you could take these shards of glass to Vov involves fine scroll tubes to have the glass identified. And you got your healing. You had your night on the town, and you did also. You went and you checked out the Offal Mansion. The Offal Mansion, actually, I found notes on it. It is actually called the Durndraven Manor.
Down.
Oh, come on, man! You got food.
Yeah, I just want my beans.
And you notice that that the Offal family was having some sort of party that night, and that their house is not. Their house is more like a city block instead of a house on a hill or a house in a fancy yards. But other than that, you did go back to your hotel, and you've had a long rest. I think I even have a button. Do I have a morning mood button? Here it is. So it's morning time. Rise and shine. You've had your breakfast. You've shook off the. Go ahead and turn that off. You shook off whatever hangover you might have had. And so that's where we begin our day. How would you like to begin?
We should split the party.
We'll have breakfast.
You're sitting around the table at the Pearl. The Pearl is the nicest hotel in town. And you're discussing what you're going to do. You are, I believe the Pearl is number 2 here, if I were to zoom in.
Yes.
Number 2.
So I try to wake up early and go for a morning run.
Ooh, well, Mr. Healthy.
So maybe just taking a half-hour run around the city, just to kind of
Sure.
orientate,
Yeah.
and then I come back.
Good. Come back. You go to your wash basin. Yeah. Sure. Question there, Leonard?
No, I was just looking for 2.
2 is right here.
Oh, there it is.
Middle. I think I might have used this just as much. And try to zoom in. With this map, I have some places of interest highlighted in red. So,
I think
I think we should get these shards taken a look at.
we already took them.
Where did you recommend? Did we? When did we do
you
that?
have the shards on you. I will say that.
So we
Right.
went to this one guy's place and
The map guy.
the map guy. Okay.
She recommended it's like a jewel
Vav.
Bob.
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple of us should take the shards to go do that. Maybe a couple of us go talk to her dad, and the other 2 go talk to Mayor. I think it's always good.
Who's the best at talking to grieving parents?
Someone with good charisma.
Okay.
Unless the good charisma guy has another idea.
Well,
Thoughts?
I could touch base with somebody here in town who might have some insight as to the goings on in the not top world, but maybe the underworld, as it were. No reason we
I
can't
would
do
say
both.
that murder generally falls in the underworld category more often. So
I know. I was being discreet, wizard guy.
sorry.
I don't see why we can't do both.
You know people in the underworld?
You're part
Who?
You're part of
What's
our
the
criminal
underworld? Is that like the
syndicate.
Underdark?
Which
They
criminal
sell
syndicate?
undergarments,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hello, fellow
knickers,
murderers.
and
a lingerie shop. Anyway,
That sounds cool. I want to go there.
Get down! Do you have everybody's attention yet?
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to talk overtly loud.
Excellent. Yeah, so there's that's a possibility. But, I mean, first and foremost, understanding the family, and the family would know best her connections, by and large. So, I'm willing to
Might
go talk.
be
I'm willing to go
something
talk to the
have
dad.
Before you go talk to your
Yeah, I think that
connections.
I agree.
I think the connections is a good place to start before we go to the others, because then we may learn something from your sources, your alternative sources of information, and that may help us in the questioning of the mayor and her dad.
Do you think go do that first?
So maybe we could split to go evolve. I mean, I don't think we need in particular information to go talk to that person
Right.
unless they're an underground, poison death dealer, elemental
No.
storing. Which case the case will just break wide open from that.
Nice knowing you.
That would be a good question to ask, though,
Volv is
Yeah.
72, by the way.
while chewing my breakfast.
Perfect age of a mastermind.
Is,
Oh, that's the location.
do your contacts know of anybody that handles elementals or commands, deals with, can conjure? Because it may have even been like a scroll or something like that, but someone, even if it's like, oh yeah, this person is the one who wrote the spell scroll or sold the spell scroll or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Unless the water elemental was trapped in that green bottle and breaking it released it.
But it was released. Like, we didn't kill the elemental.
Right.
Right.
So someone had to have been there to, like, release it.
We looked, we didn't find anyone. Unless they're invisible.
Did I invite you up?
Could only last a
Get
minute.
down.
Right? It wasn't very long.
Get down.
We battled, 2-3 rounds?
Someone else's lap.
Ken, what did you say?
I think the same thing that Christian just said.
Which was? So I was distracted by a dog on my lap.
Which was?
That see, now you make me lose my train of thought.
Sorry.
We didn't get there right away. Whoever released it could have left, and then who knows how long it would be there for.
I think it might have had a time limit.
left on its own.
It
Maybe.
can't.
Or maybe it got someone summoned somewhere else.
Can you do that?
Can you do that? Who has Arcana?
Me? I can't do that. I don't know how.
But who can... I guess I'm looking at the DM. Who can do an Arcana check for the DM to give us a clue?
Not the fire broker.
Maybe somebody in town could help you out with that.
Which idea?
All right. So we want to. I will touch base with my connection.
Okay.
Magic.
I'd like to go follow up with the green shards at Volv.
All
I'll
right.
go with Leonard.
All right. So we have Charles and Belinda going to Volv.
Where are you going, Wes?
I don't know. I don't know yet.
If you
he's still
go,
eating breakfast.
if you go with
If you being
Mr. Spectacular goes with Artemis, then I will go with Team Leonard.
Leonard and Belinda are going to Volv.
Right.
So are we going to do 2 groups or do you want to do 3 groups?
I think two's.
2? All right.
You don't want to split the party 3 ways, though?
Well, I mean, we want to be just big enough that we could help each other in a real combat situation, but not too big to be intimidating to anybody to talk.
I mean, I'm intimidating all by myself, so...
That's true.
Keep telling yourself
that works 2 ways, right? You swoon or
I-
you intimidate.
I have proficiency in intimidation, thank you.
All right, so I have Artemis, Jeff, and Bay in one group, and I have Eldrin, Charles, and Belinda in another group. So Eldrin, Charles, and Belinda are going to Vav. What would the other three of you like to do? Where would you like to start?
We're going to visit the underworld.
Right.
So you want to go visit your contact?
Yes.
And
With 2 barbarians in tow.
2? No, just one.
just one.
I'm going.
Oh, you're going with
you.
us. Okay.
I'm going with you. Belinda.
Okay.
One barbarian is enough.
Jeff and I can wait outside if it's not a good look for us to be with him.
Outside? No, I want to see inside.
I want to see the underworld. I want to face the perils.
Do we need to be blindfolded before we go in? Make it. Yeah, we need.
You would know that your contact, going to my notes, my notes of Ilara Veilstrider.
Right.
Ilara Veilstrider keeps a residence actually on the Cry Trapper property, a guest house. She that's where she lives.
Okay.
Cry Trapper
Apparently she knows all the secrets.
is one of the families,
Right, royal family.
one of the noble families.
That's outside the city.
Yes, that is outside the gates.
Where nefarious things are okay to happen.
Apparently.
We wanted to go there anyway to check it out, didn't we? There's something out there we wanted to see.
Certainly wouldn't hurt.
I don't remember there being anything specific.
We're definitely going.
Oh, it wasn't it. Sorry, it wasn't it specifically. It was that it and one of the other ones were much more fancy looking than
Right.
the third one.
Right.
That's what it
Right.
was.
And I think we
This is one of
resolved
the fancy ones.
that.
We
that-
yeah, we did. Yep.
The Cry Trappers looks like according to the map, like a kind of a castle
Yeah, outside
outside the city.
Yeah.
Number 8 is the Crimmor. They have their own hill in the city. It's probably also fortified.
80.
8. 80.
Oh, 8 is
Yeah.
80 is Cry Trappers, right?
80 is Cry Trapper.
8 is Criminal.
Crimmor, and then 9 is the Ophrals.
Turn the
There,
middle.
here.
Down. There you go.
Which we noted is like, why is that in the middle of the street instead of?
Yeah, which
We thought should be. I'm thinking it's like a penthouse. Must be a penthouse.
Right.
or like you said, they like own the city block.
And they, like that whole block could
That
be
whole
theirs.
block is
their property. Yeah. They do. Yeah, Durndraven something or another is what the official name. Durndraven Manor. All right.
On Murderous Street.
On Murderous Street. Yeah.
What's that famous family from Florence? It's all above the table. The bankers. What were they?
From Florence.
Yeah, the ones who the Renaissance.
Yeah.
They basically ran. They were the wealthiest family in the world. They ran Florence and all the banking and everything. But their house is very much like that. The first layer is all basically like courtyard and like public space, and then the second floor and up was their private residence. So it was in the city. They basically had the entire city block, but it was all it didn't look fortified from the outside, but it was all fortified because like you couldn't get up to the upstairs without like going into the gates and then like through the courtyard. And so that's kind of what I imagine.
Yeah.
This is probably.
I like it. I don't expand on it, and it's not expanded on in the lore, but I like it. Okay, who should we start with?
Oh, you got me curious.
Let's go to
Names
Vox.
on the
Valves. You go to Valves. You go to Valves.
The Medicis.
Yes, the Medicis.
The Medici, yeah. There's some of them actually were popes.
Yes.
Financed Michelangelo and his stuff.
Yeah, they financed a lot of stuff.
Valve. Approaching the storefront, Valve's fine scroll tubes, coffers, and jewel boxes is the full name of the shop.
Huge.
Approaching this quaint, elegant facade with ornate wooden carvings framing the door. A large window displays intricate scroll tubes, jewel boxes, and small coffers on velvet pedestals, catching the eye of passerbys. Above the door hangs a beautifully gilded sign with the shop's name in delicate script. By now it's 9 a.m., right? There wouldn't be much open before 9 a.m. time frame. Okay? You took your time, you had your breakfast, you discussed your... perhaps before this, who has the owl, and how are you going to get back together? How are you going to communicate to each other?
Before we split up, we should
Regroup at lunch at
here.
The Pearl. At the Pearl?
Pearl. Okay.
Oh, we have to trek all the way out.
It's like 20 minutes.
Yeah, you'll be able. We will make it. You will be able
Okay.
to. Okay. The only thing that would change that is if you got caught up in some sort of altercation.
Who, us?
It's
Unheard of. Unbelievable.
yeah, not inconceivable.
That's right.
Well,
Playing the
don't think you
odds,
understand the
we're going
meaning
to
of
the
that word.
underworld. I think we might need to request help. So I think maybe we should have the owl.
okay, but I would say keep it concealed because you don't want someone to swipe it. It's
Right.
valuable and shiny.
Wait, we're taking the owl
Yes.
into the underworld?
Yes.
Outside of the city.
Okay, maybe that's a bad idea. You may have a point.
Yeah, maybe you guys should keep the owl.
I'd say more risk of it being stolen if it's with you, but it's all he's saying you can have it as your emergency
Now-
player. You know.
Artemis would calm you. All right. You are correct in that there's no thieving
Oh, that's right.
inside the gates. However, this is not inside the gates. All right. However, Alara Veilstrader is not your typical underworld agent. She is very prim and proper. You would know this.
Yes.
So
Not to worry.
it's not like you're going to some sewer system.
Okay.
You're going to a guest house of a noble's property.
Right.
So, just you can still don't yell at me when thugs attack you and take your owl. But that could happen either way.
I think
Attack and take Jeff's owl.
I think Leonard would be especially
Off put by that.
off-put,
Yeah.
given how much we spent on it. I think he would have words. You spent
would be
200 gold
sad.
pieces on that owl just for it to be stolen.
All right. So you're gonna meet back up the Pearl midday,
Yeah.
and the
Got the owl.
the crew going to Volves has the owl.
Yes.
Is that what we?
Okay.
Okay.
That's
You guys
what
keeping the owl? Okay.
All right.
I don't know why
So,
we need the vowel.
Who did we? You had the owl last
is
time?
his owl.
Okay, so you had the owl. You were over there last week, right?
No.
No, you're here. Okay.
Maybe that's the. I don't remember. But
I don't.
Anyway.
Use the owl to great effect.
You go through the door, gling, gling, gling. The interior is cozy, lined with polished wooden shelves, each neatly organized with scroll tubes, jewel boxes, and coffers, various size. Soft lighting illuminates the displays, and a delicate scent of lavender lingers in the air. Vob's workplace is in the back, filled with tools and materials for custom orders. And I've got a list of interesting things if you want to hear it. But the Vob would step. Hello, is someone there?
Yes.
Come in, come in, come in. How can I help you today?
Should we come back there?
And she crawls up in a stool and she stands on a step stool above behind the counter.
5 feet from you.
Oh, I'm right here.
Oh, sorry.
And she puts down some tools that she had, takes glasses, spectacles that she was wearing, and so what brings you in my store today? Volves scroll tubes today.
Well, you might have heard of the events yesterday evening.
Oh, I was busy at work all night last night. I'm afraid I haven't heard anything.
Well, I'll take out the emblem of the investigator.
Ah, yes.
So we represent the city of Crimmor here in this investigation into the death of Stephanie Crimmor.
A death, you say?
Yes.
Yes.
Stephanie Crimmor was
A
thrown
criminal.
from
No less.
from her second-story office in the city hall or whatever it was called.
Veilborn.
Veilborn.
Oh, the Veilborn.
Yeah.
She fell from her second story.
No, she was thrown.
Thrown?
Yes.
Oh my goodness! Have they caught the culprit?
We fought the culprit.
You fought
And
the
that's
culprit.
and we found these glass shards, and whoever
Well,
has them.
what we fought was a water elemental.
Right.
And the only clue we have is a shattered green
Glass.
glass.
And she looks.
We
looks
heard
at
this
that.
is your area of expertise.
Well, I do have some experience with jewels, and she looks at this, and she kind of picks them up, and she kind of orients them in such that what you have here is an emerald. But a force such as this, it's like something burst from the emerald, like it would take a great force, like a spell perhaps. Was this used to cast a spell?
We think the elemental may have been summoned.
So emeralds are normally very difficult to break. Yeah. So and this shattering, you could almost see here. You could almost piece it together.
And it was hollow.
Was it?
Was it hollow inside?
I would say no. No. As above the table, I'm just saying they were chunks, and you kind of pieced it
Okay.
together. It was not hollow.
Oh, good.
Like imbued with magic
So maybe it was
Yeah, so-
enchanted.
or something.
Yes, I suppose it could be. Enchantments is not my expertise for that. You might want to go see Jansel. Jansel Dorth, Lauren Sagecraft. He may be able to give you some information about spells and magical items. If someone were to have something like this, it could be Jansel.
So you've got many scrolls. You just do scroll tubes. You don't do
Oh,
scrolls
what-
and spells and
oh,
such?
no.
You don't deal in those things?
Let me look through my inventory here at what do I have? I have scroll tubes, of course. I have coffers, of course. This particular fire resistant coffer. It's quite expensive, but
Okay, but she deals in the containers, not scrolls and magic.
I have a gilded bone box made from enchanted bones. But no, I don't really do magic items per se. Some of my things have magical elements to them, but I don't do magic items that adventurers. Seems like you could be adventurers, maybe.
Well, we're happenstance investigators today. Can I ask you, are you able to determine if an item has magical properties or had magical properties at one point or another?
I would not be able to do that. I would not be.
Not
able
even
to
for
do
scrolls.
Oh. I would really, the better person for that would be Jansel. And I had them imagine everyone a badge. And if I were retired, I might have made that for you.
Shouldn't it be CCG?
Yes, it should. Yes, it should. And I can correct that. Good catch.
Well, you got them cheap.
That he had to catch it,
We got
Mr.
the
D.
rejects.
Yeah.
We were given
So,
rejects.
trying to think of questions, guys.
Well, just,
I have another question for you while you guys are thinking of questions.
Mm-hmm.
So we're as you were astutely able to deduce, we're not from Crimmor, and so we're not exactly sure the politics of this city, but we understand that the Crimmor family is a well-to-do family. What can you tell us? Did she have any public enemies?
Seraphina? The criminal. I didn't know her personally. I know that she was a representative of the Purse District. So she represented them in town hall type meetings, and
Purse District?
it's just one of the areas of the town, and so it was kind of their ambassador to the government, as well as she did a lot of the tracking of the caravans that came through the area. But I recognize the name as one of the major names of the city, but I don't know personally.
No Crimmor family enemies?
Oh well, we all know the Opal, the dragon lady has. It's wide known that the what's her name, Lady Crimmor, Lady Opal. I'm trying to get her real name here. Zarn Opal is has great disdain for the political government, and so. But other than that,
Any history to that? I mean, just at odds politically?
at odds politically, and Lady Opal's always looking for an edge to get her goods through town, and she just feels like the government is always in her way, and taxing her, and she doesn't see the value in it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so. Yeah, I would suggest you go to Yancel Darth Lore and Sagecraft, and
I'm sure you can give us directions too.
sure. I see you have one of those tourist maps. Let me point it out to you.
Not wrong.
Let me
Crimmor, map to the stars.
looking
What's your dream?
looking through the map here, and it's number 77 on the map. 77 on the map. Where could that be?
Darth.
All the way over on the, and this is north, so this would be the east side, off of Alencont Street. Oh, you might have passed it. I mean, above the table.
Yeah.
That's close to.
Oh, I think I know where that is.
Yeah.
Be careful at Darth Yonsel's.
Why? What's wrong with Darth Yancel? You're Yancel Darth. Okay. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Belinda? Any questions? I thought you were working on one earlier and you're just waiting for a time to talk.
No, I don't think so. I mean, the main thing was to ask her about the jewel, right? We don't.
Yeah, for knowing about spells,
really
you want to talk to Yancel.
Yeah, we don't really have a need for any of her.
Is it worth anything in the shape that it's in?
I suppose it could be cut down and made as little baubles for a ring.
You said it was a real emerald.
Yeah. So you take shards of this emerald, you could put it into a small ring, I suppose. I picture this being the size, I don't know, of the big marble, right? In the set of marbles, right?
Okay.
An inch-ish.
I thought it was bigger than that.
Nah, it's not.
Still.
It's a big size gem.
It's
Yeah.
a big gem.
And if you can imagine, you got a D20 there, right? It's probably bigger than this. It's probably twice as big as this, right? And to break something that would be pretty hard to do, right? And so you have all these shards. This is still evidence, right? So you.
Oh yeah, no. And it's not our evidence, and it doesn't belong to us anyway. I was just curious.
Maybe after we solve the crime.
Yeah. There might be still some magical residue, which we'll need to go talk to this other guy to find out.
There may have been some magic.
Well, Bob, thank you for your cooperation in this matter, and I appreciate your discretion. If anybody comes and asks, refer them to us freely, but try to keep these details personal.
Discreet.
Very good.
We will note your cooperation and your assistance in this matter.
Well, thank you. If there's anything you need, just come back. I do what I can to help. You on your way?
Yeah.
Should we go to the other group? Meanwhile, where's my meanwhile? Meanwhile? All right, you're on your way to Alara Veilstrider. Ilara Veilstrider. Ilara Veilstrider, a female tiefling. I have a picture. A female tiefling. That is my email. Ilara, right here. Lair Vestra, a female tiefling, is the local head of the Thieves Guild in town. Unless we want to give it a name.
We have that.
Oh, I have it in front of me. I didn't know if you wanted me to share it. The Righteous Rogue Guild. And you would be coming. This is a quaint little house, just a 2-bedroom small cottage on the property of the Cry Trapper. There's a larger fence outside of it. You came through the gate. There wasn't really watch. It was just a gate to the property. There's still rolling hills within the property. At the top of the hill is the great big manor of the Cry Trapper. But off to the side is this quaint little house. You come up, and sitting in a rocking chair in front of the house on the porch is Alara, just rocking back and forth with a book in her hand as you come up.
Excellent.
You come up, and she looks at you. She probably doesn't know you. Oh, so, and she says, what brings the three of you to me this morning?
Yes, well, good day. We're here on behalf of the city. We're investigating the sudden and tragic death of Seraphine Crimmor last night. I don't suppose you've heard about that, or have you? Did impact the family after all?
Well, I haven't heard that directly yet. However, that might explain the shouting I've been hearing at the Cry Trapper Hall this morning.
Yes. Well, I can assure you it's true. She's dead.
Oh my.
Yes. Quite abruptly. And we've been tasked with looking into it and trying to figure out who did it.
What brings you to my doorstep?
Well, we didn't pre-discuss that. I don't know how to.
There's some kind of a sign or something.
Yeah, right.
You have your thieves chant.
Can't, right.
Thieves can't.
Right,
So you could be doing subtle things like,
right. To let her know that I am.
Want you to steal third.
Yeah, yeah, so I would be doing that to let her know that I am a member in good standing of the Righteous Rogue Guild.
mm-hmm.
And we're just trying to figure this out. And it was noted that the most recent logbook for the caravans is missing. And we know thievery within the city is totally unacceptable.
Is there a reward for the return of this
Logbook?
logbook?
That's an excellent question.
Ray,
What's that?
someone asks you.
You say yes. I'm sure that the family would certainly grace whoever helped with something that significant to them. They would find it in themselves to acknowledge that assistance quite well, I'm sure.
So, interestingly enough, you're not my first visitor this morning. Please follow me into my residence.
Okay.
You walk into her home. I'm picturing like a open floor plan, kitchen on one corner, open to the living room. One side of the living room has a table with some chairs. Other side of this open room is a easy chair in front of a hearth, right?
Sure.
But on the table, wide open, is said manifest. It so happens, and in the spirit of fully cooperating with the city guard, I wouldn't want the Inquisitor coming on my door, and in an offer of good faith, I give to you this book and tell you that it was delivered to me this morning by a female dwarf.
Do you know her name?
Well,
I wonder if there's any pages missing.
I can't. Do I know her? Let's roll a luck check. I'm setting difficulty class. Would this dwarf give her name for? I think probably not. I think it's very unlikely. We're gonna say 14. We're looking for a 14. Luck check.
13 is a +2.
14 is a +2.
14 is +2.
Well, they ain't gonna get it.
I don't get it. It's 18.
You're not there. Are you there?
I thought we were.
Oh
I thought
yeah,
we- yeah.
Okay.
We're all there.
Okay, yeah. So you got a
18.
18. Did you roll, Ken?
I did not. I didn't. I thought it was just Christian here.
Yeah. All right. So she would say, to combine these rules, she would say, she didn't give her name, but I couldn't help but notice the tattoo on her shoulder was a tattoo that would be carried by the Adventures Arising Guild. They're a guild of adventurers in town.
Okay. Where do they meet?
So it's like, where does any guild meet? They don't really meet. They have
Do they not have a guild hall? Or?
guild. You know, they do. I think they do meet at that new bar that just opened.
The new bar that just opened.
The
But the DM really
Flyers.
wants
He
us
has
to
a
go
key card
visit.
for it.
We haven't gone there yet.
the
have we?
Drover's Drink. My understanding is the founder there is an old adventurer herself, and when they get together, they like to get together at that new. I think you would. They hang out there.
All right.
What?
We've been there. Someone's been here.
No.
Not-
We
not
had
yet.
flyers from there, but we never made it.
Yeah.
Oh.
You could have been there. You chose not to go there. You would recognize this dwarf by the scar she has under her right eye. Fiery red hair and beard. This female dwarf has. So please take this off my hands and give the Inquisitor my warmest regards.
Right.
Well, you would know the answer to that question.
Right.
You would.
So, Artemis, why would the dwarf have given it to her?
And are there any pages missing? Hint, hint.
All right. Well, we can check on that. Well, I'm not going to answer that. We've taken enough of her time, and we will certainly make sure that the family knows of your high level of cooperation and assistance in this matter.
So, remind me, what is the punishment for theft in the city? Because I keep hearing it's not allowed.
Well, it depends on who's enforcing the crime.
So, who enforces the ban on theft? Is it not yourself?
Oh, no, myself? No, that would be a matter for the city guard.
Well, it's illegal in any city to thieve, but we have heard there's a special prohibition on theft.
Right. Yeah. I don't think that that's. She's explained. This is not. This is not a realm that she operates in.
Oh.
We should not be casting aspersions, Jeff, against someone who has helped us so graciously.
I wasn't
It's
casting.
becoming purple, isn't it?
I wasn't casting aspersions. Just clearly you have some influence.
I
in
would
this
say
place.
this. If the wrong thing was liberated from the wrong person, that person could wake up without a hand.
And yet,
But I wouldn't know anything about that.
and yet you didn't take the
Since you've
hand
got
of.
both your hands.
And yet you didn't take the hand of the dwarf. Okay.
And she looks at you and says, well, you've given, I assume you've given the names, your name?
Yes.
And would say, so, Mr. Artemis, as I said, I would expect that the return of this would be given with no further questions from the authorities.
Well, certainly not.
Well, good day then.
Good day. Thank you for your assistance.
Above the table, maybe I missed this. Did you inspect it before you
We're
approved all that?
taking it with us.
Yeah.
But you didn't inspect.
From
Not yet.
without a perception check, laying on the, it seems to be in good order. There's no obvious pages missing. You walk out of the house, you give it a good flip through. There's nothing obviously wrong with the
And it
book.
looks familiar to the previous one.
The bindings that you would have saw in the library before, the bindings are similar. It does seem to have full of information on latest caravans, details of stuff that you barely understand, notations and
Current dates, we would know
Yeah,
what year
yeah.
it is in our time.
yeah,
now.
but the names you wouldn't recognize, the mounts you might not recognize. There's some shorthand in there that you wouldn't recognize.
Sure.
But it seems official.
Current.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent.
So on the walk back,
As you leave her house and you go back to the main road, like there's little branches off, you hear shouting from the, not like someone's dying, but someone having an argument inside the Crytrapper house. But anyway,
we'll get back to this. Can we get? Is it possible to get close enough to hear what is being said
Without drawing attention to
without drawing
ourselves.
attention to ourselves?
is it indeed? How would you do that?
Well, I think first off is kind of getting a lay of like, are there gates that keep you from getting,
Yeah,
or are there guards, or like?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've gone in the first level. There was hardly security, right? It's
Yeah.
just border, probably a stack of stones that make up the stone fence of the greater property. Once you get, so when you get up to the main house, I would say that's very likely, right? There's another gate to get through to get into the main manor mansion. So.
Must be pretty loud if we're hearing it down here.
Yeah, it is. You hear female voices shouting at each other. So if you sneak up to that wall, you might be able to make out what they're saying.
Stealth and
Is there,
bonus action high.
like bushes next to the wall?
In my mind, there's not much, right? I'm picturing rolling hills. There's probably farmers. There's sheep, right, on the property. There could be some. Roll a luck check. This feels like a luck check.
Okay, luck.
We're gonna set it at 12. A luck of 12. 12 or better, and you
Alright,
have
well,
bushes.
A 16.
16, indeed. There's a hedgerow right outside the gate.
Awesome.
And how actively are the guards like?
Guards would be an
Sweeping over the
exaggeration.
area.
You do not see guards. You see workers. You see a shepherd. You see someone with a cart working on some landscaping. They have people working on their property, but you don't see anyone, any armed guard per se.
Alright, let's go for a walk.
Alright.
And then I'm just gonna take off for a stroll towards the wall where I think I can get a good listen to. You know, just casually, not drawing attention to myself.
Yeah, sure. I assume the rest of you go with him?
Sure.
Yeah.
And without no one's mentioned trying to hide or sneak, right?
I was gonna wait till we got there to start
You
doing
did
things.
say that, but
Right.
you just went for a casual stroll up to the thing, and you know it could be you heard shouts and you wanted to know what was going on, right? You wanted to make sure no one was hurt. That seems legitimate.
We are with the guard after all.
You are with the guard, after all. So I mean, you could take that tact as you go up to the main gate. It's probably even open as workers have been coming in and out all morning. Probably shouldn't be open, but it
Well, before we go strolling through the gate, maybe we pause here.
I see you 30 feet away from the gate, right? Kind of in the middle of the street. At this point, the shepherd, the yardsman, they probably noticed you and haven't thought anything of it. And so they're keeping an eye on you, but they haven't done anything yet.
But we're
Is there a spot where we could like branch off and start walking along the wall and not be suspicious?
I think at this point, if you started walking along the wall, you would be suspicious. You feel like the shepherd, the maintenance person, they would probably come talk to you and ask you if you needed help of some sort.
But we're still too far away to hear things clearly.
Yeah, it's a little far. But you would know if you could hear it. I'm sure those other two have heard it too.
Are there any tools or implements anybody has dropped?
That's a luck check. That's a hard luck check. We're gonna set it at 16.
That is a 8.
Yeah, not that you could see it, but you know the grass is kind of the field is probably knee deep, right? With the wheat and weeds and that the sheep are working on. So if there was, you just didn't see it. There's nothing on the path.
You were hoping for a rake to just kind of blend in?
Yeah, like something we could grab a bale of hay, maybe? I mean, bales of hay.
I think the answer is no at this
Amazon
point.
box.
Amazon box.
I mean, you could take something out of your own pack to deliver.
Well,
We're
Ideally, we'd
deputies
need
of the
to be
city
something-
guard, and we just heard yelling, so we just want to make sure everything was fine.
I think
Like your story.
by now the maintenance person, the guy that was working in the yard, starts walking up to you.
All right.
And you just say, "Oh, how can I help you guys? What brings you to the Cry Trapper residence?"
Yes, good day, my good man. We're here. We I'll at least flash our badge.
Oh my!
We're
Official CCG business.
here. Indeed.
CCG
And
business.
we couldn't help but overhear some very loud shouting amongst. It sounded like a couple of women really having a very large row, and we were concerned. We want to make sure everything's okay here.
The ladies have been going after it all morning.
Huh. And any idea what it's about? Are they the members of the same family? Is this an internal scuffle or?
Oh yes, they're. It's Lady Crime Trapper Lamia, the mother, and her daughter. Valora. Valora's been here for the last few weeks, and been quite distraught. But today, her crying has turned to defiance and anger. I'm afraid. She and her mother. She'd been leaning on her mother's shoulder for quite a while, but there's been some sort of change this morning.
It's interesting. Any idea what brought that on?
Well, I'm sure it's not for me to know.
So Artemis will deftly being that we actually have some resources. Let me go to my inventory.
Just pop a gold coin in his hand.
I'll pass him 2 full gold.
I'm sorry you dropped these. I'll keep them for good sake.
You dropped these right into my pouch. Oh my goodness.
And he brings a shepherd over here because he would have been seeing this whole thing, and he says, "Here, you can have one of these too. I wouldn't want to." These fine gentlemen have given us a tip this morning for our good work here, and for any information we would have about Valora and her mother. And oh yeah, Valora, mother, they're really good. Yeah. So, Valora, Crytrapper, Harthos, is married to Thalron Harthos, but they've gone through a nasty breakup a few weeks ago. You didn't hear it from us, but it turned out that Thalron was having an affair. And no, I don't know
I'm not there.
I don't know a Stephanie.
It wouldn't happen to be whatever her name was.
Seraphina. And apparently Seraphina has come to an accident last night. And the lady, Lamia, thinks that Valora should be more upset than she is. But Valora is insistent that nasty lady got what she deserved.
Her sister.
No, not sisters.
No,
Oh, this is the other house. Okay.
Yeah, different house.
Yeah, it's a different house.
Okay.
Crimmor versus Tremor.
And normally our families are in such alignment. The Crimmivals and the Crytrappers are usually politically aligned, but on this,
not so much. So I want to make sure I'm clear above the table. So the daughter thinks the mom ought to be more upset?
Other way around.
the mom thinks the daughter should be more upset.
And the daughter's husband was having an affair with the deceased?
With Seraphina, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it her husband or they are married?
All right, so we have Valora Crytrapper Harthos, right? The Crytrapper family
Is the daughter.
is the daughter, was married to Thalron Harthos,
Right.
all right?
Some dude.
Thalron Harthos was having an affair with Seraphina,
The
The
deceased.
victim.
the deceased.
Okay.
Interesting.
And the mother's pointing out that she's
Yeah.
surprised the daughter isn't more upset.
Yes.
That she should be more upset.
She should be more upset. Not that she's surprised she is, that the Crytrappers should stay prim and proper and should be above this.
They weren't friends.
I don't give a... That got what she deserved.
We can hear the beeps from here.
Yeah. Family show.
Reality show beeping.
Okay, understood. Thank you. Indeed. Well, this has been very enlightening. And thank you for this information. And of course, we'll keep it to ourselves. We'll be very discreet.
Yeah, well, I appreciate... You didn't hear it from me. I could...
Hear
Gee,
what?
Who what? Who?
He puts his arm around the... We could lose our jobs over this.
Fear not.
What?
We've never met you.
Not who. All right. Other team. I'll make sure everybody gets a shake.
Well, I wanted to, on our way back, talk about that lady.
Alara?
I feel like we're missing some information here.
Yeah, well,
So let me get this straight. Thefts are illegal in the city. Someone might lose their head or hand or, for stealing. And yet, she didn't do this to the dwarf. So there must have
But we're
been...
not in the city.
What was that?
We're not in the city.
We're not in the city.
But it was stolen inside.
There's no proof the theft. There's no proof of the theft that happened in the city, though. We just know that a theft happened.
Okay, and you said she's part of or head of the Thieves Guild?
Not a thieves guild, the Righteous Rogues Guild.
Okay, and is this common knowledge, or this is, you know this and only communicated it through your... The
That.
bunt sign. Okay, so it's not, she's not going to overtly to someone she doesn't know say, I'm the head of the Thieves Guild and this is how we avoid theft around here.
Right. Nor
But she
is
was-
it really her job to enforce it.
Okay, but
Right.
She has other people do dirty work for her, whatever. Same.
Sort of like the way a mob boss is like, yeah, we run a taxi business.
Yes.
And everybody knows, but the public face of it is we run this business.
But the long and short of it is, she seems very okay with this having been stolen.
It was...
Which means she was either involved or had something to gain from it being stolen. So what are we missing here?
Well, but she could also play it as just, I don't know how the dwarf got hold of it. She gave it to me to
no, that's
say
not how these
deliver
things
back.
work.
I think Artemis should answer this
I
question.
think Artemis should.
Keep acting like I know. So,
What the rumor that the gal gave you back 2 cities ago, right? Do you want me to help you out here? You got
it's the text from Wednesday.
yeah, right. Okay,
Yeah, right.
all right.
So, you're not wrong. Certainly, access to that log is valuable, right? Laura saw value in having access to that information. Okay? And valuable enough that she might even pay for it, pay for the information, pay for the access. Okay? But it's a dangerous thing, right? As has been explained, it's very dangerous to it's largely forbidden, as has been explained multiple times. It's largely forbidden. It's a dangerous game to tinker with theft in Crimmor, right? But the information was valuable, and it's valuable to her. So she's not going to lop off the hand that gave her what she wanted.
So do you suspect she was involved with it, or that she just saw enough value that she wasn't going to punish for
I believe it's the second thing.
the second thing? Okay.
So she didn't have anything to do with obtaining it, but she just took advantage of the fact that it was out in the wild.
Available.
I agree. Yes, I believe that is the case.
But of course, you don't have any idea where she was last night.
No, of course not. However, I can assure you that, the Righteous Rogue Guild, righteous is in the name. We're not in the business of knocking people off to get what we want.
So the fact that there's very little, there is no crime in this town, theft or crime in general,
Very little.
Very little.
Unofficial crime.
and is it because the Thieves Guild self-polices that, or is it because the city heavily
Both.
polices it?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes
These-
and yes.
okay.
Do you share a little bit of what the Righteous Rogue Guild does do?
Sure, in the spirit of team.
As you're
Killer-
walking back
They
to...
have a killer pancake breakfast every first Sunday of every month.
Well, there's that. And think of us as we're in the business of liberating resources from those who can afford it to help those who can't.
And although thieving is not allowed within the city walls, the caravans outside the city walls could be fair game.
Which would explain why she wants the logbook.
Right?
And she could have gotten what she wants out of it already.
Indeed.
So, why would she want to return the logbook?
Well,
Deception.
to Bay's point, she probably got what she needed. And two, she certainly doesn't, because the guilds self-regulate, I say self, but perhaps even cross-regulate one another, don't want to be associated with something so important disappearing, right? Somebody may come looking.
And, I mean, you're a member in good standing, I'm assuming.
Indeed.
So, is she expecting you to return it without anyone noticing it was gone?
Well, I don't know about so much not noticing it was gone.
It's already been noticed that it was gone.
It's noticed it's been gone. I mean, we're members of the guard now. We're going to return it and look like heroes.
She's thinking the same thing, right?
Right.
She's thinking her returning this is trying to wasn't the Thieves Guild that perpetrated this murder.
So she wants no one to know that she had it, or she wants a reward for giving it back?
She doesn't want to be questioned further.
Yeah.
Right? That is her price for giving it back was
Right.
no further
Don't
questions
ask me how
asked.
I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I
Although
told you
she
I got it.
did what's the right word?
Criminate?
Incriminate.
Yeah.
Well, no.
She did incriminate
Maybe not
someone.
incriminate,
yes.
but yeah, I
Yeah.
get what you're saying.
Implicate.
Implicate.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah. Told you where she got it,
Right.
who gave it to her.
Right.
So just leave me out of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The Righteous Road Guild is giving this back in good faith.
Right.
It's come into our possession. We're giving it back.
He got it from the adventuring guild.
Well, yes, I know we're having lunch.
Sure. Excellent. Give the other group a chance.
And the DM will be happy. We'll finally go to the bar he's been trying to get us to go to. And we'll find out what trap he has laid for us there.
That was a little cut off. What trap I have laid for you there. So, back to my notes. We're going to...
We left
Valve.
Valves and we're
We're
going
to
to
Yancel. Yancel, Darth, Lore, and Suck. What?
Sorry, keep going.
Does not, yes.
The storefront is modest but intriguing. The dark wood paneling and an ancient weathered sign featuring arcane symbols along the shop's name. A small window displays old tomes, scrolls, and arcane instruments, suggesting the mysteries hidden inside. You walk through the door. Inside, the shop feels like a scholar's sanctum, dimly lit with shelves packed with ancient books, scrolls, and rare magical artifacts. Scented candles burn faintly, and a large wooden desk at the back is cluttered with quills, parchment, enchanted items. And there's Yancel Darth, elf. You hear the heavy breathing.
What color?
Not to be mistaken with Yentl. Papa, can you hear me? Nice.
Yancel. Oh, there he is.
Don't touch any. It's all way too expensive stuff.
And let's see here. He's male, half elf scholar, thin white hair, green eyes. He turns around almost like floating on air. He pivots around. He says, "Good morning." Nice and slow. As he holds his glasses and a tome in his hand, he says,
I would give a traditional elven greeting,
and
and What else? Yeah, I would introduce ourselves again, explain, show the badge, what we're doing here. We were referred to you by Volv. She said that you are the best subject matter expert in town regarding magical items, such as a gem such as this. And I would pull out the remnants of the gem, the emerald, and present it to him for inspection. It's like, what can you say about the magical properties that this may have had?
He takes. May I?
Absolutely.
Okay, and he puts them like this. He kind of shakes them up in his hand and he rolls them out on it. Please have a seat. The three of you are in there. He pulls a chair over and he has. It's almost like a soothsayer's table, and he rolls it on this plush red mat. And he says, and he looks at it, and he stands up and he goes get a tome and he starts to flip through it, and he. Do I have a picture? Don't think I have.
Rolling the bones.
Yeah, so that's fine.
This is an elemental gem.
Indeed.
It could cast any number of different elementals from this. And actually, we can pull up.
Did you say any number?
Mm-hmm.
So,
And I mean type or amount number?
elemental gem. An official magic item. So the green gem, such as this, is specific to a water elemental.
So normally when it was intact, it could have been used to summon the water elemental many times?
Well, no. Usually a stone such as this would be destroyed, as you can see.
So it was a one-time use, and that's what, and then it was destroyed when it
I
was used.
think the blue would be a water.
Would
You would think.
would it have to be a wizard, a sorcerer, a magic user, or it's the type of thing that could store a spell and anybody could trigger it?
I'm sure anyone could do it, but these would be a bit expensive for just a common person to have.
Also, is this the kind of item that you would sell?
Oh, I don't sell magic items. I would provide some amount of magical services if one were interested, but I don't carry magical items per se. The lore and sagecraft, as the shop. If you wanted to purchase a magical item, you would go to Clawthorn. Clawthorn's curious, and he has some amount of magical items. It's all a matter of what he has in inventory.
Could you assess what the value of this intact would be with encased summon elemental spell?
Items such as this, an uncommon magical item per se, it could fetch as much as 500 gold pieces if it was in good condition and was validated, certified, and the purchaser believed that it would do as it was conscripted.
Answers a big.
Are these particularly rare, or is it something that
Uncommon.
whatever store she said
These are
would have?
uncommon magical items. Officially, by the book, it says it's an uncommon magic item, and they pass through town. Uncommon magical items, but what Clawthorn has at any given time is fairly random.
What can you tell us about the local politics? We're not from town here.
Well, the Theldorn is the political house of the city. It's a government center, and Mayor Brian runs it. He seems like a fair man.
Yeah, can you tell us more about him? You know, how did he come to office? What are the types of people he represents?
He is mayor on the shoulders of the Crimmor and Crytrapper family, certainly.
So he kowtows to their needs.
But yes, I would say yes, but I personally don't see any. Everything seemed like it was in the best interest of the city. I don't personally have anything against him.
Good to the common.
Good to the common folk, fair in judgment. He is also the judge, jury, and executioner. There's no.
Mayor is the judge.
Yeah. So if crimes were committed in the city, they'd be brought before the mayor, and he would bestow upon them a sentence of.
But we understand crime is pretty very low.
Almost unheard of.
In the city.
That's a testament to his mayorship.
Well, the city guard when they can bring in fine citizens as you. I'm sure you showed them your badge.
So his expertise is in magic and
Lore.
magic items.
Lore and sagecraft.
Yeah. Sagecraft.
You gotta hit every story and tell him before you actually get an answer.
Yeah, you know.
Well, no, I mean,
What?
this is good.
I know I'm not there, but any idea like where these emeralds might come from? Is there a region that's more? You know, maybe there's something tied to the caravans or something.
Yeah, is there a specific?
Well, to learn where these trinkets
gotta
come
go-
from, you would have to talk to Clawthorn. But I think it's reasonable to say that he has suppliers that come through, and he trades in this stuff. If you had a magic item, you could probably sell it at a wholesale price, and he would sell it at a retail price, as most shops would.
What families outside of the Crimmor could? I mean, what other dominant families are there in town besides the Crimmors and
Crytrappers.
Crytrappers?
Oh, the Opal.
Offals.
The
And the
Opal.
Offals.
Those are the three main families, and then from there you have their offshoots, right? Those are the main families.
No up and comers, or
Well,
are they trying to?
I keep my nose in my books. I don't leave this other than to, my goods here for my own suppliers, but I don't get mixed up in that. That type of stuff you would hear in the common club or tavern.
So what kind of things do you sell?
Magical services. If you needed, if you wanted to know if a magical item detect magic or
I know.
dispel magic.
I was planning to make a return visit, but since he's, putting it out there.
Okay, but he doesn't sell scrolls or spells
No,
or potions, that kind of thing.
The sale of magical items, that's more for Clawthorn.
Okay.
So thank you for your cooperation.
Oh.
It's go ahead.
Daddy's sword.
Yeah. Thank you for your cooperation. Your cooperation will be noted in our documents and our reports to the Prime Investigator. I just happen to have a personal question, if you don't mind. And I'll pull out my sword and I'll show it to him.
And he's like, oh.
And so, I know Elven. These runes don't seem like anything I've ever seen before.
They're quite mysterious. I can't say I recognize them just by glance.
And I do know that there is some magical properties, but they haven't revealed themselves to me yet. Outside of the fact that when I get engaged with certain monsters, certain runes light up. I haven't quite figured out which, it's not like a specific thing. Sometimes the same one will light up for different monsters. I wish I knew more about it. So if there's anything you could point me to, or someone that may be able to know, if you don't.
Well, looking at these runes, I don't recognize them at first glance. If you wanted to leave this here, I could study them and compare them to my notes. But I can tell you of weapons that give some sort of premonition of danger. They exist. There's weapons of warning. They would also be uncommon. And so he would make you aware of this, right?
Yeah.
Now, this doesn't fit exactly, but elements of this do fit, right?
Yeah.
So there is a weapon of warning magical item that would warn you of danger while it was on your person. It could even, so if you were lying in bed and someone was trying to come up and see, the weapon itself would try to awake you, right? So it can help save you from danger. But this weapon of warning can take many different forms, such as this longsword, but it could come in many different types of weapons.
Interesting. It definitely sounds somewhat like that. Do you happen to know what the language of the runes is?
As I say, I don't reckon. If you'd like me to study this,
It is my primary weapon right now, so I would let you take some scratchings of it, of the runes.
well, even the scratchings is going to take me some time.
Yeah,
If you would like to leave this I could have this done. Let's say if you come back later this afternoon, I should be able to. I will made a sketch of these runes.
I'll protect you.
Okay, this is very valuable, so I appreciate your personal protection,
I mean, you're
your
going.
personal security.
Oh, you have my word. Now, I mean, you're taking my time.
Yeah, I'm absolutely willing to compensate you as long as it's reasonable, and I can afford it.
Yeah, so I think we'll do the same deal as before. 10 gold and 1 gold per day. And 10 gold to take it on, and 1 gold per day for the research, right? Okay, so you give her the 10 gold, and she say,
She or him?
It's not magical, but here, take this dagger.
Okay.
And it's just a typical dagger, but it's looks like an elven dagger, right? It's twice the price of a normal. It's a good looking, sturdy looking dagger, but it is just a dagger.
Yeah.
So come back later this afternoon. I will have made a sketch, and then I will study this for you.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, good luck then.
We know where to find the other guy next
Yeah.
time.
So now we'll go to Clotharn. But what
yes.
time is it?
You've gone to 2 places. You left the Pearl 9. You hit 2 places. It's probably at least 11. You had to cross town and.
I think we should meet up and
hopefully this is on
exchange
the way
notes.
back.
And we'll just wait until lunch and.
Well, we could hit this other guy on the way to the Pearl.
On the way back, yeah. Hopefully
Yeah.
it's kind of in the right direction. We're kind of way on the edge of town now.
Yeah. Sure. You want to hit Clotharn's Curious on the way?
Yeah.
All right. Approaching the storefront in a rugged and mysterious, with weathered wooden beams and a door made of dark oak adorned with claw marks etched into its surface, a small fogged window displays creature parts, potions, and odd trinkets hinting at the strange and exotic wares within. Opening the door, inside the shop is dimly lit with shelves crammed with rare curiosities like preserved claws, potion ingredients, and magical trophies. The air smells earthy and atmosphere feels heavy with untold stories and hidden magic. Clotharn. Clotharn is a lizard folk. Clotharn. Alright. A male lizard folk runs his place. Rough greenish scales, a long snout, and deep, sharp yellow eyes. He speaks in a low, slow, raspy voice, hissing at the end of his sentences. Oh, good, we have a customer.
Yeah.
Oh, 3 of you.
Yes.
how can Clawthorn help you today?
So we would ask him if he heard about the murder of Serafina Crimmor last night.
No, that news has not reached my shop yet.
And then we will lay the diamond out in front of him. Emerald.
Ah, an elemental emerald.
Yes. Was found at the scene.
Really? Very interesting.
Fought and not necessarily destroyed, but disappeared on us.
The elemental. Well, they don't last forever.
So there's a time limit.
Yes. The time limit. I don't have it up anymore. Yes. When the elemental is released from the gem, they only last like 10 minutes.
That's why. Okay, that makes sense.
That's enlightening, though.
Uh-huh. And have you had something like this come through your shop? Have you sold something like this lately?
Well, that's a very dangerous question, isn't it?
Yes,
If
it
a
is.
person were willing to kill for this, and if I had sold something like this,
You, sir, would not be the one responsible. The person who used this.
but if news got out that I shared that type of information,
Our investigation is private and discreet.
I would need assurances from the city guard that my protection could be preserved. Matter of fact, this is making me very nervous as it is. Tell the Inquisitor that I would very much like to have a guard or two post. And you can tell he's getting nervous.
Well, would you rather go talk to the Inquisitor about it at the
Oh yeah, that's not what he
the
wants.
guard?
We're gonna take you downtown.
Well,
Essentially what
I am willing to share this information, but I would very much like it if you are official representative of the guards, if one of you would stay while you fetched some more guards to stay with me until this matter is resolved.
So,
Protective custody, that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
oh, we can
I
get,
would
we
think
can get the
drawing
guard.
more attention
We're
would
gonna
be
post
having guards
Ricky
posted
outside the house.
your-
Yeah, okay.
Oh, they don't need to be posted outside. We just keep them
In the vicinity.
in the back room. Someone stationed here, so if just in case they're the person that were responsible were to come back and ensure his anonymity. I'm
Okay.
sure I said that correctly.
I think we can
So it
arrange
was a
that.
him.
I think we can arrange that, sure.
If
Anonymity.
the information,
Anonymity.
if your information is accurate and forthcoming now, we will get you a guard. That's just how this kind of thing works. You have to give us the information, we determine whether it was worth it, and then we get you your guards.
I will say this. I have a record of the sale. The sale occurred not more than 2 fortnights ago.
And to whom?
I will share that with Inquisitor to him directly.
Your lack of cooperation will impact.
I am saying I am totally willing to cooperate. I need assurances of my well-being.
We need to know that this information is worth protection.
He's got.
And we're in the position to make this more difficult for you if you're not cooperating.
I'm
And
cooperating.
this is where I'm trying to intimidate him.
Oh,
Going bad cop.
okay. The intimidation.
This is not bad cop. This is a cop that needs proof before he gives you.
You're threatening to take him into the precinct.
Well, we will take you in now, out in front of everybody. You don't want that. We don't want that.
Roll your intimidation check.
Just one roll.
You want an advantage?
I mean, I
Okay.
thought I played it pretty
You
well.
did play it very well. Go ahead, roll with advantage.
Why am I rolling that way? That was a natural one. And that was an 18 plus 3, 21.
Fine. So, like I said, 2 fortnights. A female dwarf came in and purchased this with, I don't know where she got the gold. She came and purchased this gem. Her name, what is her name? the name I have is Balric Emberforge.
Ulrich Emberforge. Did she happen to have a tattoo? And I'll describe the tattoo that was described to us.
I didn't see a tattoo, but
earlier.
I mean,
They haven't described it to
she
us.
did
Oh,
have.
it's to them.
Yeah, it was to
Oh,
us.
yeah.
She did have.
I would ask for.
Yeah,
Any
she did.
distinguishing marks?
She had fiery red hair, and she had a distinctive scar under her right eye.
Okay. This is great information.
But like I said,
Yes,
Yes, so-
your discretion.
And he asked that one of us stay here until we can have a guard.
Yep.
sent,
And so
we could do that.
two if they'll afford it, this could be very dangerous.
this is great information. Would one of you, or do you want me to go?
I could stay.
All right. So you'll stay. We'll go get guards. We'll look for Leiden.
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 The Inquisitor.
Prowl, and we'll bring her with guards to the back door, and we'll knock on the back.
Yeah.
Well, we have the information now, so I don't know why you need to come
Thank
here yourself, but
Fair enough, but I think we've made it difficult for him. I think Leiden should hear it from him, so that he can have his assurances from her, not from us. I mean, we threatened him. I'll be honest, it doesn't really instill trust in him.
We?
Us. Well,
You.
I.
Intimidated her.
Yeah. And so, and again, I'm saying yes. This is good, valuable information. Thank you. Your cooperation is important. We're glad you provided it in the end, and we'll provide you all the services we can to help you. And we'll go get Leiden Prowl, and she'll bring 2 guards, I assume. Again to the back door.
by chance has anyone else come around asking you about this?
Not. No one else has come.
And you said she bought it.
2 fortnight ago.
Fortnight.
In D&D they call them 10 day. So 2 10 day ago.
Okay.
It's quite a while ago.
And how this type of item, how rare is it? How often does something like this come through your shop?
Oh, it's quite uncommon. I do have an assortment of magical items, as you can see, but yeah, I have magical items, and I happen to have this one, and they took. I charged them 500 gold. It was a little bit. Usually, people can't just afford 500 gold.
How does it work?
So.
Do you have to break it, or do you have to throw it down, or you have to chant something?
Hit
Or?
it with a hammer.
Yeah,
You know, dwarves are good with hammers.
Come on.
right? So I've heard.
Yes, so it's as if the gem contains a mode of elemental energy. When you use an action to break the gem, an elemental is summoned. So I imagine. So she would say, these elementals, you just throw it on the ground, and when it shatters, the spell is released. Now, normally when you throw a gem on the floor, they don't just shatter. It's part of the magic.
And the elemental then does the bidding of the person that summoned it?
The summoned elemental does the bidding of the conjurer. Yes.
And has this person bought other things from before, previously?
I'm gonna say no. No. This is
So
the
you've
first.
never seen her
I had never seen her before, but she looked like an adventuring type. Not so different than you.
And
Rugged, scarred, right, and carried a hefty warhammer, if I recall.
And had you advertised this? How did she know you had it for sale?
Well, I'm the only true magic item shop in town.
She came in specifically looking for this, or she just wanted?
You know, she took a look at my wares, and this is the one that she ended on. I had no idea what she was going to do with it. Believe me.
no, for sure. Like I said, you make the tool. You don't tell people how to use it.
Elementals don't kill people. People kill
That's
them.
right. That's right. So what can you tell us about the mayor? Well,
The mayor? What is he?
Yeah, well, he has nothing to do with this, other than we're trying to understand the political nature of
You'll
this
get the same
town.
story. And this is another.
I'm just trying to find consistency.
Yeah, you'll consistent that Mayor Bran is fair, just, and very much.
Someone to be trusted. is what I'm-
The rumor that you have that is of him is that he got there on the backs of these two families. Right.
Okay. So yeah, I don't have any more questions, but I mean, Charlie and I will go and we'll go get help. You know, Layden and
Leidenprow. That's fine. So someone stays while you.
you can continue to ask questions.
Yeah. So we understand that crime is also non-existent in this town. That,
This is very shocking.
what's that?
Well,
This crime. Yeah. So just because when a crime does happen, the punishment is severe, or
Oh yes, death is punished with death. Especially, you say it was a criminal that was, yes, they have very political. The judgment will be extra harsh for whoever's determined to be behind it.
I couldn't help but think, just above the table, this case went in a whole new direction. You remember that from Murders Only in...
only murders in the building.
The only
I don't think I've seen that yet.
No, it's great.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, it's great.
April's watching them. I haven't watched them yet.
Sorry. Couldn't help me.
Yeah, I love Steve Martin and
Yeah.
Martin Short are great. Yeah. Is there anything else then?
Well, there's waiting.
I mean, my voice is getting. Would there be anything else then?
Is there anything else this dangerous, this rare in your shop today?
Well, we look at my goods, my inventory list, I have it. Oh, this ancient book detailing the reigns of the lost monarchs. That's not magical though. I have a scroll here that records conversations in distant places. I have.
In distant places.
I just thought of another question maybe you can ask. Maybe you'll think of.
I have a crystal ball here that shows star positions and across different planes of existence. I have a quill imbued with moonlight for enchanting writing.
What was the scroll again that records what?
A scroll that records conversations from distant places. You leave the scroll in a place and it will record. It will record how long? Everything. Oh, for 12 hours, it will record everything that is said. It will write down every word that it could be here within earshot. We would say a distance of 10 to 15 feet. If someone speaks within that vicinity, the scroll will record everything that's mentioned.
Wow, that's cool.
Was it reusable?
You mean the price?
No, is the
Says
scroll reusable? Some scrolls are.
Is it reusable? Yes. Yes. You, of course, have to clear it first.
Be great for
I just got you.
great for bugging a room.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's cool. How much is that?
150 gold pieces.
It's cheap. I think that's cheap.
None of us have that money.
No, but it's cheap still.
That's cool.
By magic items, that's
Of the item, there's one other item that's less expensive, but
What's the quill do? Quill with light?
the quill, a rare quill imbued with moonlight for enchanting writing. I have a number of things here.
You're dealing more complex items like healing potions.
Oh yes, I have your typical potions. Healing potions. I have quite a
discount
selection.
rack.
I have you can open source. Here's 10 typical healing potions, with 4 of the greater superior type.
And what's the price tag on them?
Typical prices. The gold, healing potions are 50 gold pieces each. That's right out of the book prices.
I'm giving you a list.
Yeah, no, it just we don't
Yes,
have
if
a
you
lot
have
of money.
a need for a scroll or a potion, if I don't have it, I can procure it for you, given time. More time, the more rare it is, the more time it takes.
Of course. Never gonna be here that long.
Would you trade an owl?
Oh,
I'm sorry?
What's
I
What's this about an owl?
I might show him well, since I'm sitting there for a while,
I mean-
show
Oh,
him.
you're yeah. Oh, this is fascinating.
What other dangerous things could he have sold recently? And to whom?
Oh, okay. That's good. Have you had any other big rare items like this that sold recently?
Sure. I sold a +1 sword a month ago. I sold, I don't know,
What's it to you?
I had a partial necklace of fireball that I gave.
What?
A necklace of fireball, right? The beads.
Yeah.
Oh, gee,
you
how
pull it
how many fireballs were on it?
partial. I think there was. Oh! Dice rolling everywhere.
What the?
It only had 2 fireballs left. That reduced the value.
It's still what?
I didn't
60
ask
points
how
of
big
damage.
the room is. I said I'm casting a fireball.
Oh, please, no.
He's not there. Both of us are.
So he talks about some of the stuff. It's all mundane, right? It's not pertinent to the story.
Hey, if the suspect, the prime suspect has it, then it becomes important. If one of the van traps or whatever,
Yeah, so if she purchases it.
crime trappers, one of the
As one of the
had the fireball necklace. I think that's important.
We need to find this dwarf.
Sorry.
You have to understand,
Get this out.
if you bought something
The
from me,
fireballs, yeah.
you might not like it if I disclosed that you
This
purchased
is
it.
all part of an investigation.
I gave you the information relative
yes.
to your.
Sure, it's a stretch.
That's all right.
Okay, so we're-
So you show back up with Leiden. Brings 2 guards with him and said, "Oh yes, please, here I give you this trinket to play with in the back, and I would just ask that you keep an eye and listen for me to summon you if I need you to the guards." Right? He gives Leiden the whole rundown of, and he completely understands why the protection would be necessary, and. Then you can make your way back to lunch, back to the Pearl. Yes, everyone meets. Did the other group do anything between the Veilstrider residence, Crytrapper residence, and coming back into town?
Well, I believe. Did we answer your question, Jeff? You were like, I want to talk about this on the way back, but then we talked some more. So did that get you what you needed?
That's exactly what I want to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah. So we answered that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So bottom line was, way back in the town when you hooked up with the lady, whatever, she told you the rumor of this Veilstrider had a bounty on, was interested in seeing this book. That was a rumor that she had given with the idea of gaining information to do some job. Right? And that there's some shipment that she would like to steal from the rich to give to the poor type of a deal. Right? But it was a rumor. Rumors aren't specific to people necessarily. So somebody else saw the job and tried to cash it. Right? So that's kind of the background on that's full disclosure and what I remember the conversation. All right? And so now you're heading back to the Pearl. Nothing else. You meet back up at the Pearl for lunch. It is noon. Right?
Exchange notes.
You exchange notes.
Now we have the name of the dwarf, a dual identity confirmation,
And that they
of
like to
both
hang
the
out
gem
at
and the
the
book.
Drover's.
Well, I guess where have we met up? Because you guys.
The Pearl.
The weekend. Okay. I thought we were doing the owl thing. Okay.
Pearl.
So-
We didn't need to.
My thought was we would then go to.
Where they hang out.
But I think the case is
Whoever's
breaking
right.
right now. I mean, we've got a the prime suspect.
Well,
If she's still around.
so,
Yeah.
so
Said
I
skip
thought if
town
we
by
will
now.
go for lunch.
We know where she hangs out.
Yet.
Right. That's what he's gunning for.
Yeah.
Jeff would like to
So
go
we
there.
go for lunch at Rover's Rink. And,
Rick.
Okay, is the Pearl nicer or?
Pearl is the best place in town.
So I'd rather eat here. We can,
And it's free.
We can get chips there, but you know.
well, we need a reason to be there.
We can get chips there, but
Dessert.
we peck at it. We don't.
Well, you're a couple of.
We've got
you're a
this
bunch
comp.
of drunks,
We've got
so that
a
might
grade
be the
A
reason you
comp.
need.
The flyers do say that the Thalrin Harthos, the master brewer of the city, has
This name I've heard before.
created all these unique beverages, right?
And this is what the flyer says.
Oh, yeah.
So, if Jeff would pull out the flyer and he'd be like, "Wait a minute, I've seen that name before."
You've heard it before.
That's
Of
the
the
husband that was cheating
Oh, that's the master brewer. Was,
Harthos.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's why it sounded familiar.
So dots are
Boom, boom.
coming together.
You should have added that into your cue. Bum, bum.
Add another red string to the board.
That's right. And if this red-haired dwarf chick is the bouncer at Grover's Drink,
Bouncer, or just hangs out there, or bartender, or we'll find
Just
out.
a regular.
Just a regular.
I mean, she's part of the adventuring guild, right?
So if we end up talking to this guy, maybe we don't flash the badge first.
Right. No, we do this definitely more like we're an adventure.
We're just
Yeah.
adventurers
We're
too.
just adventurers. This one's on the down low.
Right, but we have been flashing our badge around town.
Yeah, true. But
Not that any
Possible
redheaded dwarves.
people might recognize us.
It is a large enough city.
We go promptly after our free lunch
yes,
to Grover's Drink.
For a drink.
dessert. It's all about dessert.
It's the dessert drink.
It's a dessert drink.
It's the aperitif. Is that before or after? Digestif. That's the after.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure. What's his name specializes in those. We're going for we're going for day drinking. We're
Per William or what are the others?
The best kind of drinking.
Cider mix.
You sound like you're an expert. Wes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have brewing supplies with me.
that's right.
So we eat
I want
there.
to
we eat
sample
at the Pearl.
and get inspiration.
the advantage of working remote.
We make our way after eating to at the Pearl. We'll make our way to whatever that place is.
Grover's Drink. Grover's Drink.
And on the way, now I'm thinking we should be more aware of our surroundings and just looking for people following us, just trying to see what our
Yeah.
surroundings are like, just keeping a closer eye on that.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be purposefully looking around.
Okay. Okay, so you make your way to the Drover's Drink. As you walk there, this is midday on a weekday, and the streets are busy with commerce. You don't notice anyone. There are guards at every other corner, right? This is a secure town.
There's one thing that occurred to me before we walk in and start this whole. What motive would the husband have for killing Serafina?
He doesn't.
None. But his jealous wife
It's a
would.
crime of
Wife
passion.
would.
Right, but then the connection doesn't make sense.
I know.
If his affair was going to be exposed, would that do bad things to his family standing?
Ooh.
Could be. Could it get him
Or-
separated from his sugar mama?
That too.
Well, that seems to have already happened.
Yeah.
Killing
Maybe
her
go to
isn't
another
going
sugar
to.
mama.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how separated
Right,
is
is
separated?
there
There are
already divorced?
Other people you haven't
Or were
talked to
they
yet.
in the process?
Haven't talked to her dad.
Or the
Oh, that's
dad.
right. We didn't talk to the mayor yet.
Or the dad.
Or the dad.
I thought that was the same person.
No.
Mayor Braun.
Brian.
Graham.
And the Crimmor is the father of Mikhail Crimmor.
Okay.
Mikhail Crimmor.
Did we want to do that first?
Boy, I think we got a hot lead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've
Hot
got
lead with red fiery hair. So
But
Yeah.
okay, so what if we find her
a
then?
person of interest.
She tells us who hired her.
There we go.
Because that's what I think is where it's
Are you
going.
going to intimidate again?
Yeah. Well,
I
how?
don't think it's going to be hard with Mr. Spectacular.
Well, yes, but
And if that fails, I'll just. Talk
I
to her.
think we're very likely to start an altercation if we directly confront her.
I thought we liked altercation.
I mean, we can handle ourselves, but she may end up dead, and then we have no leads. So
That's true.
Let's try not to kill the suspect, okay?
exactly.
Yeah. Try not to kill.
Just name.
And I think
Disfigure.
it would be prudent
Easily.
Short-term crippling should suffice.
when we get to the
Temporary coma.
Drover's Drink to spread out if there's a back exit
Cover it.
Well,
or
what?
multiple
So what
doors.
is, what,
Yeah, cover
what is
in
the
case.
goal? Is the question.
Capture her.
Find
make
her if
confess.
she-
Is it
Well,
capturing
her.
her?
Well,
Capturing
find
her?
her.
Finding her?
We have the badges.
Well-
we can take her, arrest her.
Finding her isn't like. So what if we find her? Then like it's the.
Then we follow
what?
her, or we confront her at a time of our choosing. I mean, that all seems to
Okay.
make sense.
If she's not there, we want to talk to the brewmaster guy. Do we?
Assuming he's there. And what do we want to know about them?
You don't want to come directly out and ask him if he has seen a red-haired dwarf around.
Right.
He very well
That
could,
risks
he could be the person who did it.
showing our all of this risks showing our hand too early. I think we need to talk to the father and the
I think that's a good
mayor
That's
first.
a good observation and a risk, but I still think she's the hot lead.
Or we split up. The three of you have been flashing your badges around town more often. Maybe you guys go talk
We
to
could have
Mayor and her dad.
Mr.
The rest of
Stealth.
us in the seedy underworld.
If we find her, we could
Go
have
and try
Mr.
to-
Stealth tail her.
True.
Yeah.
Stealth.
Or maybe we just go and say, hey, we want to join your adventuring guild.
Lots of options.
So if she is here, we're just going to observe, trail and observe,
Observe and report.
not confront her.
I think we need to learn more before we confront.
For sure. Well, I don't know if I agree with that, but because I think she's going to give us information, more information than even just following her. is
But
gonna
what
give
if
us.
she's the one who
so?
did it? You think she's just gonna fess up to it in the middle of the bar?
I think she's looking for a
It
scapegoat.
seems too obvious that she's the one that did it. She was set up.
or to implicate herself. She's not gonna implicate herself in the middle.
She had the book.
She had the
She
book.
had to have been
She had
there.
a book and she bought the gem.
Yeah.
Both.
And she has a hammer big enough to smash the gem.
Okay, but
Yeah,
where'd she
I'm
get
betting she bought. Okay, my theory. The
We
wheels
were
are
already
turning.
told
The
to break
conspiracy
through
theory.
Easy. I mean, you just throw
I'm
it
the
in.
alien guy now. She bought the gem because she was told to by that guy. Whatever his name is, I've already forgotten.
The lizard guy?
And
the brewmaster.
yeah, yes. And then he did the murdering last night, and then gave her the book to give to the thieves person, knowing that someone would go searching for it.
Why would the
Why did he?
brewmaster want the book?
Why even take the book?
To throw us off the scent.
Who?
Because how else would we? I guess we could have found her out through the gem, but
Who
it was
wants-
two trails for us to follow that maybe would lead back to her to implicate her.
Who ultimately wanted the book? Lady
a thief.
Opal?
A thief wants the book.
No, the
Righteous Road Guild.
Righteous Road.
Now, they're
Road
one
Guild.
person.
They
they're one
wanted
group.
so
There
they
was a-
can figure out when to
there was a-
steal stuff
There
For
was
the
a
good.
from the
oh,
caravans.
there was a contract out to steal the book for payment.
And the victim was just wrong place, wrong time in the way.
Maybe.
Or maybe it was a twofer. I'm going to get rid of this person. Oh, hey, here's a logbook.
and who wanted her out of the picture? The spurned wife, or the political rival who's on the outside?
Yeah,
That's Opal, right?
Yeah.
It could,
Opal, yeah,
could still be the Opals.
Yeah.
I think,
That's why I think
yeah. Dave's enjoying this.
she's the answer to more questions than she creates. Right? She's gonna give us who.
You are awfully presumptive that she's gonna talk.
Yeah.
We have
What do you
way-
know about her?
Job.
I mean, what do you
That's
know
our
about
job
her?
to
She's a
make her
dwarf.
talk.
What else do you know about
She
her?
has red hair.
What else do you know about
She
her?
has a tattoo, and she's in the guild of the.
What else do you know? Keep
Big
going.
Hammer.
The what?
She can fight.
Adventurers Guild.
She's
Okay. And she likes to hand Rover's ring.
Yeah. So, I mean, is this a commoner?
No.
No.
Is this an adventurer
Yes.
Yes.
with some ability?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
she's not the boss. She's the
Do
captain.
you think she'll be easily intimidated?
No.
Yeah.
That's my I don't think it's just gonna be Walt saying, so tell us how you were involved in this murder.
Are you going
Why
to
do
a
you
place
usually go
where a
that way?
bunch of these
I-
adventurers hang out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is she likely to be alone?
No.
No. So,
So I'm okay with going to see if she's there and tail her if we split the party and the other group goes and gathers more information, or we go and gather more information first before we go to the Rover's Ring.
I'm okay with just tailing her in the end, in the interest of not confrontation too early, like to avoid that risk. But at the same time, we have to be very discreet.
Well, because here's
Maybe he has the owl so that he can send us a message if she's in an opportunity to be taken.
Well, so here's what I'm thinking. There's a pretty good chance that we're going to learn something that either completely changes what we think is going on and we go in another direction, or we learn something that allows us to go to her and say, gives us an in to start a conversation rather than every piece of information we have so far basically fingers her for being involved in the crime, which does not lead to a conversation where she gives us any information, right?
See that?
So,
Yeah. I'm okay with tail and go see the father and the mayor.
So some portion of us is going to go see if she's there and tailor if she is.
Yeah, I would think all of us would be great to go there just to
We
see
can
what's
all
there.
go, but if she leaves, then I'll
Discreet.
stealthy
But he'll go to
bonus
the
action
bathroom.
hide my way along behind her.
I'm thinking
With a robot owl.
at least
Yeah, with the
at
robot
least some of us should go and talk to
Clank,
Dad,
clank, clank.
Talk to what?
the
Dad?
Dad
No, I agree.
and the mayor.
That's it. How noisy is this owl?
I mean, you would have learned that the mayor's a pretty clean guy. I don't think he's going to be a suspect
No,
based
no,
on
no.
everything we've heard.
Right. But he may be able to
He
shed
may
light
give
on
us
those
some information,
relationships
yeah.
or,
But he's probably
Help
in
us
that
understand
position because
motive.
he keeps his mouth shut.
okay. We set? And break.
Break.
I think so. Okay, who's doing what? This is a
We're
question.
all going to the adventurer's place,
The bar.
the bar, to see if we spot her, right? And maybe we've got multiple eyes looking for who's in her crew, right? Maybe we got more than one tattoo out there. Maybe we can identify the party, as it were, right? So it takes multiple eyes to do that. And then if she spins off, then I will.
We need to go ask the mayor and the father questions.
So
That
what?
is-
Right.
But we don't have to do this without going to the bar first. Like, he's more conspicuous going in by himself than he is with a group of people, and all of a sudden he's gone. Like, that's less conspicuous in my opinion.
Right. No, I don't disagree.
We don't have to stay there forever. I'm just
Right.
saying,
Yeah.
until something happens or she's not there, then we can all go.
Right. Yeah, that's the flip side, right? If she's not there, then we go to these other places.
And if the
My concern is that we get dragged into
a fight,
a fight, or she left, you have to tail her, and then we don't go and gather more information.
But the plan was
We
that
will go.
you guys will go. I will follow.
But why not
You'll
go
do-
now?
Why not what?
Go now. We've got 6 of us, right?
His insertion into the bar, if she's there,
Yeah.
will be more conspicuous as one person walking into the bar than if he went in there with a party and then she leaves and he follows.
Okay,
it.
so, I mean, we're not saying he has to go alone. But, like, 2 of us could peel off and go and talk to the mayor or whatever. If you want 4 people to go to
Yeah.
the bar.
That really isn't that much of an important thing to me, as so much as we enter the bar together and then we separate. Or a group of people, some people. Doesn't have to be all
So if
people.
we want to go 4 and 2, that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, 4 and 2 or, yeah, whatever.
Okay, so which 2 are going to go do the talking?
I think we're getting to a closer confrontation moment. But, you know, we're getting hot on the trail of somebody. So the closer we stick together as a pack, the better. I guess is my feeling on that. But splitting up isn't a big deal at this point either. So I'm okay with that.
Okay, so you're definitely going to the bar.
Who's going to stay with him?
Well, unless
And that's either you or me, because we don't need 2 barbarians. That's just asking for trouble.
Yeah, 1 barbarian in each group.
Yeah.
I think makes sense.
So Jeff and somebody are going to the mayor?
Good with that.
Jeff Fafa.
Does anybody else have any charisma?
I think I have charisma.
well, they're
I have charisma. I'm just
therein
not
lies the rub, though, right?
pers-
Because I've got
good at any of the skills.
But
strong
yeah, I'm not great.
persuasion and reasonably strong investigation and
Well, we need
pretty
your,
darn
we
good
need-
deception.
We
if
need
we're-
your. You will need all of those skills for what you're doing.
Okay,
You have your task.
all right.
A random task.
I have a +1
It's not entirely random, but
charisma.
good point, Faye. Well played.
Thank you, thank you.
Your persuasion, Bay, is pretty good. Your charisma is.
So Artemis and Eldrin are going to the bar. That's what I heard.
Yeah, charisma's not terrible.
You have a plus.
But
You
I'm
have a
not
plus,
proficient in any of the skills.
right, but you have a +3.
That's good for this level.
Eldrin, and who's
Yeah.
going to the bar?
Artemis.
Of course.
And Belinda.
And Belinda?
There's 4 going to the bar.
Okay, Belinda, and then who?
It sounds like
I guess Charles.
Charles.
Bay,
Unless
Charles.
Charles
Where do you go
really
for
doesn't
Charles?
want to.
Oh,
Where do you want to go?
So
to
Bay
the
and
mayor
Jeff
or
are doing something different.
they're
Going
going
to
to go
visit
talk to
the
people.
father and
We're
the
going-
mayor.
Okay.
I'll lean over to Charlie. I've been waiting to pick a fight.
You're gonna need healing.
That's why you're here.
Actually, that's a really good thing that you're taking the healer with you.
To the bar fight instead of the mayor's house.
Yes.
Yes. I mean the bar.
So, Drover's Drink. Before you go to...
Belinda's going to the back. If they're going in the front door, she's going to the back, just in case someone bolts when they see him.
Okay. Drover's Drink, a cozy, run-down Bearwood fixture, but now under the new ownership of Killian Drover, the establishment has been significantly renovated. Inside the new tavern that Killian has erected a large emblem of the Adventurers Arising Guild. If I didn't say it right correctly, it is the one of interest. Big on the wall. All right. Inside there, you see a lively affair. Huh?
AI still needs to learn how to spell.
What'd I miss?
Adventure.
Oh, you know, I fixed that somewhere else. I did. Interesting.
It's adventurers, right?
Yeah, so Araring, I did fix that somewhere else. You know, it's right in the book I wrote. So yeah,
It's fine.
yeah. Yes,
This is humorous. That's all. Yeah.
it is. It is funny, and I know that one I did fix. I didn't catch the CGG though.
Yeah.
That's funny. So that you walk in and there's a lively crew. You do see, so that group's there. There seem to be adventurers able. There's a weapon rack. None of them are carrying their weapons on their person, right? And as you walk in the door, everyone sees you come in and they're glaring at you.
They all stop what they're doing.
And one of them, and maybe it is even. No, it would probably be Killian herself. The lady says, excuse me, friends, you'll need to check your weapons at the door, please.
Absolutely. I pull out my little dagger. Place on the bottom. Put a stand of the rack.
You can keep your butter knife.
So I guess I got to turn in my scythe. Huh?
You just put it on the weapons rack.
Okay.
It's
Jeez. Crossbow, my dagger, my quarterstaff, my rapier day.
10 minutes later.
Yeah, my longbow would be with me.
so amongst the crowd sitting there, probably at the bar talking to Killian, you do see a female, and amongst the weapons rack, indeed there is a stout two-handed warhammer.
In a wildly earthy way, she's very erotic.
Easy,
It's
child.
been a while, hasn't it?
Can't help,
It's
can't
weird.
help but stare.
I don't think the other person with the beard in her room should be.
It is getting kind of
Artemis,
Christmassy, isn't
Artemis grabs the nearest bucket of water.
it? Do we think it's there yet?
But is it in Santa shape? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
I think you trimmed it.
It's looking good.
Behind the bar,
Got a month and
talking
a
to
half
the
go.
two of them, is this gentleman. So you have three people there.
Ooh.
1, 2, 3. Killian will.
He looks like the guy from Top Gun.
Tom Cruise?
No.
I
The
wouldn't think so.
Rooster
Oh,
from the new one.
Oh.
okay. All three AI generated images.
Look like him, yes.
Killian will. You find yourself a table. Oh, sit anywhere you want, and when you settle down, she'll come over and says, "Ah, not always nice to see fresh faces. Can I offer you one of Thalron's interesting brews?"
Yes, we've been hearing about them.
Do you have any specials where we may do a sampling?
Well,
A flight we could share.
sure, I can arrange something like that. We'll fill a shot glass with a variety of the different drinks if you like. One flight for each of you then?
Maybe not that much.
That's why we're here.
Well,
Well,
So-
why don't you explain the price? We're a little thrifty these days.
Well, this is a new store that it is a gold piece for a flight.
One flight.
That seems reasonable.
Are you there?
Yes.
Yeah.
They said it was.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
just.
four of us.
They thought they might.
Yeah.
be
There's
dealing.
three of you at the table. You're not there.
Yeah, because I said I was going to cover the back, so
Yeah.
maybe after 5-10 minutes of nobody running out the back door, I might come join them.
Yeah. So yeah.
So you said 3 flights then, or there's a fourth. 4 flights then. She brings the 3 flights and says, "Oh, you have another person joining. Would you like flight also?"
Yes.
So a variety of different colors. I have a list here of the different flights. Did I put it in the? I have it in the spreadsheet, I think. In that spreadsheet PowerPoint.
Can't believe they volunteered to go to the mayor's house.
Beverage list.
I think Bay was volunteered.
missing out on that themed cider there, Bay.
Ooh, I mean, it starts right off. Did you make this stuff up? You had help.
AI. I said, give me a list of 30 beverages found at Dover's
A
Drink.
smoky, spicy ale made with roasted chili peppers and dark malt.
So the flight has the first 4, and then the second 4, and then they're all different. And I've got 30 of them.
Wow.
So a variety of interesting beverages.
For sure.
A gold piece each.
Yeah.
4 gold piece. Yeah. It's expensive, but it's novel. So that's why brand new and novel. That's why it's a premium price.
Honey
And
made
the-
infused with lavender and chamomile.
It's where the hipster adventures.
Yeah.
hang out.
Yeah.
And is this
Crisp.
young man over here? Is
Where's
this the
Vi?
brewmaster?
Crisp
Oh.
apple cider with a hint of ginger and cinnamon.
Chuck's like,
Yeah, you have a drink list on the table. Yeah.
We need to
Okay.
send an owl to buy.
What?
Need
An
to
owl?
send the owl to buy.
Oh, just
Did
with
you
the
really
with the
want to
drink list.
distract him?
Yeah.
So you were about to ask a question.
I was asking, is this handsome young man over here the brewmaster?
And she points, oh yeah, that's him behind the bar. Yeah, these are his creations.
What's
So-
his name?
Talron.
Where was he between the time?
Yeah.
Talron Hartha.
So
Yeah, let's
So,
just get
Belinda
right down
will-
to brass tacks, huh?
Belinda will take one of the drinks with her and go over and see if she can start a conversation with him. My compliments.
Oh, I'm glad you appreciate it. Yes.
She can say, you know, I'm in
awesome.
the food business, a butcher by trade. And
Well, if you need something that pairs well with a good meat, maybe you would like. I would suggest the Goblin Grog, a hoppy ale with a twist of sour apple, sharp and mischievous like the goblins.
well, we've got a sample.
Oh
of,
no, better yet, perhaps the Cave Bear Porter. A hearty porter made with roasted barley and maple syrup. As strong as the bear it's named after.
Okay, and we've got basically a sample of just about everything on our table,
Yeah.
right? So, so it's it's the brown one over there,
yeah.
the second from the
Oh,
left.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'll have to try that. So she's just friendly
Nice.
conversation with him.
Yeah, very good.
Dwarf's still sitting there.
Dwarf's still sitting there. The dwarf is so Killian and the dwarf are talking. Killian sits you down, you get your drinks, but she goes back to the bar, and there across the bar from Killian is this dwarf.
And appears to be alone.
Well, they all seem to be. At some point, someone shouts out, "Hey, Balrog, blah 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 blah," and she just waves her hands at him, and so alone-ish. These two are having a side conversation that.
Yeah, but she's sitting basically by herself,
Yeah.
but is
familiar with some of the people in the
the
bar.
regulars. Yeah, okay.
What do we
So
do?
we just I think the idea going in was we were just going to tailor.
You think
right?
about that.
If she's not.
Meanwhile, back at Feldorn, the second story window has been boarded up. People are, and the scene is the steps have been cleared. It seems like the Feldorn is back in business. It's midday. They have their normal people coming in and out trying to do permits or getting information or whatever they do in a government building. You go in and you.
We gave the book to the inspector, right? Or somebody did.
Yes, we would have given that.
That has not been mentioned
Has
yet.
not been done yet.
All right.
Would
Were you still carrying it
So
around?
we
So
have
you-
the book to return.
You know that if you want to talk to him, you go around back and enter the sub-level.
Okay.
Probably
Just
not.
you
It
and
wouldn't
Ben.
hurt to update the inspector
fast
to what we've learned so
I mean,
far.
if we're going to the Feldorn, does it
You've
make
learned.
sense that we would have taken the book with us?
Sure, if you want to take on
If we're
the
done with
task of explaining how we got it without explaining how we got it.
I think you can explain how you got it as long as you do you impress upon him the qualifiers.
Right.
I think we could do that.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the book with us.
Who is there?
It's Bay and I.
Okay.
Just the two.
Okay.
Jeff Fafa.
Come on.
Just for fun. What? Just for fun. Just for fun.
So
Am I pissing you off?
who is in the back entrance?
So the city guard operates out of the lower level, the sub level of the Fildor.
So you're saying if we want the inspector
You should go around the back
on the
and
back
then.
first. Okay, well let's do that first. That
Okay.
makes sense.
Okay. You walk in. By now, Leiden has come back and says, "I can understand why. What is Crawford Cross something needed that protection? That was a good idea. Clawthorn. It was good of you to having a, and yeah, it seems like a quality lead.
And we found the missing book.
You did. Where was it?
It was, what was her name?
Laura.
Laura
Delara.
Veilstrider.
Balestrider.
It was with Delara.
Ilara. Yeah.
Delara. However, she impressed upon us that she was not involved, and she doesn't want any questioning on that.
However, did she get the book then?
Someone gave it to her. Another lead we have.
Yes. Tell me more.
Well, we don't want to say too much, but the rest of the group are currently, hopefully, tailing this lead.
Corroborating the lead. Yeah.
Yes.
Corroborating.
Good
It's
corroborate.
already been corroborated, right? 2 people have said her name.
Well, yeah, it's a lead.
Description.
The main thing is I don't want
Right.
news to get out, right? So,
Well, you are talking to the Inquisitor.
right. Well, there's
This is a safe person to talk
right.
to.
There's a red-haired dwarf that was implicated, and the rest of the group is currently
We're following our person of interest.
following
Very
up
in.
on the person of interest, right? So,
Very in. So you-
not more to report at the moment on that.
Veilstrider, and he'll look through my book. Oh yes, she has. She's known ties to the Righteous Rogue Guild.
Who?
I know that we have
What?
a name.
Yeah. So has known ties to the Righteous Rogue Guild. So, as Inquisitor, she would know that.
Alara does.
Lara has ties to the Righteous Rogue Guild.
Oh,
The
right.
Inquisitor
Sorry.
is saying
I was,
she knows that.
yeah, sorry. I was thinking the other. Okay.
You just let
I was
that.
thinking the Adventures Guild. But yes, that is what our understanding is as well.
Well, I'll make sure this gets back up to Brain
Well,
in the office.
we are headed up to talk to the mayor now as well.
Ah, well, let me give you an introduction. He's a busy man, and it'll help get you.
I think that would be very helpful. Yes.
Is there any other leads you have that I should be made aware of?
Not at the moment. That's part of the reason we're here, to talk to the mayor, Mayor Brain, and then also to talk to the father afterwards.
The gem.
You have not
Who
spoken.
doesn't know about the gem that we've determined it was?
Oh,
magic
yeah.
Elemental.
Well, I guess.
He would know that because you put someone on Cry Trapper.
Well,
yeah.
Bay
That's true.
was there with you guys, right?
I don't know about that.
I was with you.
You were with. Damn it. Okay. Should have thought this through.
I mean, they gave us the
We compared
run
notes
down,
at
so.
lunch.
Yeah, we compared notes, but yeah, I was trying to think through. Yeah, there's something with the gem. Bay, do you remember what they said?
Something about it probably made the elemental appear.
Interesting. So it didn't just burst out of the plumbing like the wild rumors of Opal.
No, it appears not.
No.
Very.
And the purchase.
But how an elemental fit in a gem, that's a question.
That's a good question. Now, the
That's-
person of interest is also tied to this gem, so
Interesting.
I think we've kind of put together that there's a bit of romantic intrigue in this whole thing she doesn't know about yet.
Well, I mean, we're not going to air those.
Yeah, I was debating if I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Not at this stage.
You would or
No,
wouldn't?
wouldn't.
Yeah, we don't know enough yet about.
And you're having this conversation as you go up to Brian's office. Brian. Colin Brian. Mayor Colin Brian in his ornate, very, very polished, very fancy office behind his very fancy desk. He is talking to someone, and you get past the secretary only because you're with Leiden, right? And Leiden will knock on the door and says, "Mayor, sir, our investigators have some questions when you are free," and so the mayor tidies up the conversation and ushers you in, and says, "How can I help you?"
Well, we're investigating the unfortunate incident yesterday.
Such a shame. Serafina was a valued employee of the Thildorn. She will be greatly missed, and I'm sure her father is furious.
I'm sure we have yet to talk to him. Do you know if she had any enemies?
A big sigh, and, well, it's no secret that Lady Opal, the dragon lady, she's commonly known, was in here just yesterday, earlier in the day, and she was having a shouting match, a furious argument with Serafina. If anything, if there was any obvious enemy, it would be her.
And do you know what it was about?
Well, and he goes and closes the door and says, Lady Opal has a caravan of rare spices that have come up from Cholt. And we've held her caravan outside the town, not allowing her goods into the city until they've had a proper inspection. And she felt that was quite unfair. We tried to explain to her that exotic goods must be thoroughly inspected, or else they could cause, well, who knows what type of ailment could happen, not only to our supply, but to the town, and exactly, a cough could ensue. So we are very careful to vet, and we don't want any illicit items to enter. So she felt like her caravan was being held undue. And Serafina tried to explain the proper channels. And you know, sometimes goods do come and go a little bit easier. She felt she was getting treated unfairly.
Above the table, that's not the person who was married to the person she's having an affair with, right? That's the other family?
That's Lady Opal's the lawful evil family.
Yeah, the matriarch of the
Enemy family.
enemy family, yeah.
The one not in the best standing. I mean, they're a family of influence, but they're third chair to the other two.
That's what I've gathered, yeah. I guess,
And she felt her imports were being stalled. And
Yeah.
yes. Now, do you have questions?
No, so it's not the same person. I said, any words you would like us to give to her father?
Well, our deepest sympathies, of course, and let him know that Leiden here has brought in extra resources. And as you're talking this, you hear shouting in the hallway, and in bursts the secretary. Following behind her is indeed Mikhail Crimmor himself. Storms in and says, Corlin, by all means, what is going on? What is being done to bring to... Have you, Leiden, have you arrested that dragon lady yet? She is certainly behind this. The old coot.
You must be Mr. Crimmor.
And who are you?
I'm nobody.
You have no dig. Put a shirt on, my friend.
Bounces. That's a good question. Does it? I feel like he probably wears. It's probably like a very sheer shirt, but he has like technically is wearing a shirt.
The fishermen on the dock want their net back. Nice.
We are.
Who are these people, Brain?
We've been deputized to discreetly.
Were the outside experts brought in to help solve your daughter's murder?
And he's taking a deep couple of breaths as I bring up my notes on Mikhail Crimmor. Tall, lean build, known for his sharp features, dark hair, always impeccably styled, wearing fine clothes, speaks of the air of superiority, and he squints and scowls, and he turns his face sharply. It's like, Leiden, good thinking, bringing in extra resources. Is this the extent of it? Leiden says, no, my sir. There's 3 more of them, 4 more of them. They're out, and you might jump in and say, they're following leads as we speak. Well, what leads do you have by then?
Well, we cannot
Tell me now.
yet tell you.
And why is that?
Well, we are also here. Well, it's active investigation now.
You have the full funding of the Crimmor family. Anything you need.
Well, we're also here for information that we may hopefully tie some stories and leads together.
What information could you possibly need? It is obviously the Dragon Lady.
Well,
Put this down, 'cause this is where it's going to get interesting.
yeah,
Go get your popcorn.
we haven't yet tied it to her, so we need help in building out the rest of the network.
Will you be at your place of residence in an hour so we can stop by and have a conversation in private?
Breathe in, breathe out. I can be. But
That would
I'm
be
sure
best.
any questions you have, I'm happy to answer right here in front of Leiden and the mayor. We criminals hide nothing. Have nothing to hide.
You don't
Right,
say.
I look at Jeff.
Go for it.
He like, yeah, nods.
Do you
Hopefully
know of any
convincingly.
enemies that your daughter may have had?
Other than
Outside the dragon.
Lady
Other
Awful?
than the Dragon Lady?
You're speaking of her tryst.
Perhaps.
Well, there is that too.
So, Serafina is a young, beautiful woman, or was, and was having a tryst with the sowing her wild oats, if you were, with the very popular brewmaster. But she broke that off a 10-day ago. The poor sap left his wife for her, and she wanted nothing of a long-term relationship. He's been, as far as I know, has been pouring himself into his work. Pardon my pun.
So it seems like he could be an enemy of hers.
How about his
Halthorn?
ex-wife?
But
Valron? No way.
How about his ex-wife?
his
The-
ex-wife could be an enemy of hers.
His ex-wife is nothing. He is a little pissant.
Well, she is whatever the family was.
Part
Cry trapper.
and you look at yes,
Certainly, she would have some resource.
Lamia is indeed Corin's the Bear's cousin. hard to believe they would have anything to do with this.
No, we don't have
Hard to
any.
believe.
We don't have any evidence pointing in her direction. Oh, this is what we'll tell you that we've learned so far. Won't give you too much information because we are still tracking down these leads.
And you don't want to set up a lynch mob
Oh, yeah.
of a suspect.
We have found some low-level actors who are involved, but what we are trying to do is chase it up the chain to find out who is in charge. Who wanted her dead? That's still, and why?
I tell you, it's that dragon.
It may very well.
Larn what's her name? Zarn Ophel.
It may very well be, but as of yet, we have nothing linking them.
Well, I would.
If you have any information or leads that we could follow,
Yeah, so that's the information leads that he would have. He strongly implicates the dragon lady out of family.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But then does share the affair, if you were, and the information that the affair ended,
Yes.
10 days.
and that Thalron is a wimpy dude. He is a brewmaster. He is not he was a lover, not a fighter, right?
He's a lover, not a pector.
And he's been
Thank you, I'm over it, but
he's been slobbering ever since they broke up. He's been lavishing her with gifts and attention that unwanted.
is it known if this brewmaster has a new flame?
Not as far as I know. He spends all day, all night at that stupid new bar.
what kind of gifts would he be sending her? And how are they delivered?
Flowers and candies, and he is
Gems? Jewelry?
gems, jewelry, sure.
Were they just dropped off at her place of work, or
I wouldn't know. All I know is they were unwanted advances.
right? Mayor, do you know if she had any packages, letters, get sent?
You know, and the mayor would say, well, we were, Serafina had us stop all packages at the front desk, and then she would come down after he left to pick them up or dispose of them. So
Should go talk to the front desk.
yeah, and you get the same story. You know,
Is he from a family of means?
he was quite the blue collar. Worked his way up for the brewing industry. I admit that his drinks have become fairly popular, especially amongst there's the Adventurers Guild that stays there, but the upper middle class, there was a novelty of his drinks.
I guess above the table real quick. How much did the shopkeeper say the gem was? Was it 500?
Mhm.
Okay, so how much wealth has he amassed, would you say? Is it enough, say, to spend 500 on a gem?
And it's-
500 gold pieces on a gem?
I wouldn't know specifically. I suppose if he would have saved his coin for a few weeks, he could have saved up that much. With all the gifts he's had, he was spending that money on gifts. I don't know that he would have been able to save up 500 gold pieces.
Okay.
Brewmaster makes good money, and he was of notoriety, but 500 gold pieces is large for a man such as him. And Crimmor and Serafina has no need for these trinkets.
That's all the questions I have. Bay?
No, that's everything for now. Thank you for your time, and we will stop by if we have any more questions for you.
So you're thinking maybe.
Is it you have a secretary we should make appointments with?
Yes, if you stop at the manor, you can leave it at our gate, and we'll be sure to come out to you. You just tell them that you're on urgent business for you show them your badge and your hair regarding Seraphina, they will escort you promptly into my manor.
Thank you. We will have justice for your daughter.
Please. You were thinking maybe the emerald was delivered to her, but they're saying
No,
she was refusing the stuff.
No, it was more that I was, without directly talking about the emerald, I was looking for, did they think he was wealthy enough to have
afford it.
Yeah, that kind of coin.
Yeah, so it would have been a real stretch.
Yeah.
He didn't buy it.
I mean, but maybe if he was trying to get some money on the down low by stealing a book. Maybe he took out a loan.
From her, though?
Not necessarily a loan from her, but yeah.
No, but you'd have to steal something from her
Oh, yeah.
to afford more gifts for her.
I mean, stealing from work.
And this is, of course, kind of above the table, but it was not a conversation happening in the room, obviously.
Yeah, so do we end the conversation and go back to where do you go, or what do you do?
Yes. I guess I had a thought to add off that, which is, before we move on, which is, there needs to be some other connection with this, the underworld, right? Because somehow someone knew that that there was a contract out to steal the book.
Right. Yeah, maybe you've got the impression that it was a widely spread rumor. But yes.
Right, but not like normal townspeople walking
Right.
around aren't like, oh, if I steal the book, I'll get you. Right,
Right, yeah.
There's some level of...
Yeah.
So, and it may be the Adventuring Guild is enough of a connection that they would know. But yeah, that's just a thought to put out there. Okay. Yeah, I think Bay and we would now make our way back to the...
Do we want to talk to the secretary person and see if she remembers seeing a gem be delivered for her?
Yeah, and she would say, no gems specific. It was more like a bracelet or a necklace.
Okay.
And did she refuse these things?
Yes.
And
Profusely.
she dangles Jane and she bracelets.
Do you like my new necklace?
Yes.
And we look around the room
And then
everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
the beautiful,
Yeah.
Okay,
slightly aged flowers on somebody's desk.
Like my dog's pretty collar.
Yeah. So I think with that we would make our way back to Rover's Rink.
Oh, you have a Drover's drink.
Yes.
And you join the other four of them. All right.
Assuming we're still there by then.
Sure.
It's
It's parallel,
yeah,
mostly.
Yeah, mostly. So, but you would have been there an hour. This probably took an hour.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's getting on to the afternoon. I guess that's the point. You join them there, and you do see this dwarf lady. You do see Thalron.
And as Belinda was talking to the brewmaster, maybe she steered a little towards, what's your story, and are you married? Are you whatever?
Who are you talking to? Thalron?
Yeah.
And you could see he has, just like the picture, an overwhelming aura of depression around him. Kind of, right? A little bit.
So maybe it's that. Why?
Why said love,
Yeah,
Chuck?
you got this great business going. It seems everyone loves your drinks, but you seem kind of
Down and out.
yeah.
I've had some difficulties in my personal life that's got me down right now. If you don't mind, they're very hard to talk about. I'd rather not. I'd rather focus on my drinks.
Okay.
A very expectable.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, maybe she'd take another go. Oh well, we've all been there, we've all had our our hearts stomped on at some point, and
Maybe got thrown out a second floor window.
hey,
Too soon.
yeah, no.
Should not have said that.
But you can push him one way or the other here, right?
Maybe.
What's that from?
Just you know, I've been there, you know, falling for the wrong person,
That's why.
the
Hagrid
unrequited love, you were just a fun weekend, you know, kind of thing. I've been there.
Well, cheers then to heartbreak.
That's all. All right.
This place is hopping. Is it always busy like this? How was it last night?
Yeah. So okay.
Were you here?
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to come out and say that directly.
Yeah. No, well, no, we.
At,
No, you know, my friends and I, we got some flyers when we came to town, and we were actually thinking about coming last night, and then we ended up getting waylaid someplace else. But
It's probably a good thing you didn't come. This place was shoulder to shoulder. It gets so busy,
Oh.
and I wish they'd pull those flyers. We've got enough business.
so you're usually here tending
Yeah,
bar,
I'm tending bar here. I've been here day and night for as long as I can remember.
Okay.
You've witnessed us to this alibi.
Well, I mean, he was behind bar,
Yeah.
and well, especially last night with Killian out of town.
Where was
Killian
she?
is
The woman.
her. Yeah. Oh. Oh, okay.
Killing's the owner.
Was
Killian's
that-
owner.
Oh, okay. She wasn't.
She was arranging for some of the ingredients that I had ordered. She had gone to Per Skull with her buddy Balric. Yeah, the two of them had gone to Per Skull to arrange a contract.
Balric is a dwarf.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The person of interest.
Okay.
we have a name now.
And they weren't here last night.
Correct.
Interesting.
They were going for ingredients.
Yes.
They made they ran to Per Skull and they came back with a sample of the ingredients. Per Skull's the next town south.
Oh, okay.
You don't really know anything about Killian.
No.
I mean, she just bought the place. Where did she get the money for that?
So right here, right? Is it
That's
just
Crimmor,
me?
right?
Can I scoot? How do I scoot here? This button. Right there's Crimmor, right? Per Skull is just 4 hours away.
Well, maybe when you need to chat her up.
You got it under control.
I'm
You're doing a
busy.
great
I'm
job.
busy charming the brewmaster.
Yeah. And doing a good job of it too.
Yeah.
You say you were a butcher.
Yes.
Are you looking for work? We could use, we don't serve much food here, but we could use, if we had a short menu. Do you cook?
I occasionally, but I'm not actually looking for work right now. But if you have a menu or some ideas, I'd be happy to look at it. And give
That's
you-
my thing. My point is we don't have a menu yet, and we could use appetizers would be nice.
Could give you some suggestions, but I'm not looking for a job as a cook, though.
Well, if you know one, send them Killian's way.
Okay.
Very good. I should get back to tending
Yes.
my brews.
All right.
Awkward silence.
What time do you get off?
Well, wee hours of the morning.
Yeah, that's right. It's the middle of the afternoon right now, right?
Now what?
Well, we would
You're
come,
sitting-
gonna talk to the
you're
bearded
sitting
lady or
around
the
the-
other bearded lady.
You're sitting around the table.
so we would come in. I'm sure you guys would be like, and we'd say, no, we'd be like, no new goods, but a couple leads to track down. We'll talk about it later.
Your person of interest was in Perskull last night.
Well,
That's
that is still going on.
Yeah, okay.
We don't know that yet.
Okay.
Right. This is just like Bay and I walking in
Yeah.
and talking to the three of you.
Okay.
And yeah, then you would maybe. I don't know that we want to talk about this in the middle of.
I mean, as you have that awkward silence, you see your friends walk in the door.
Yeah.
And so, okay, maybe it's time for you to join back up with your friends. You go over. The table's not big enough, right? You had a table for 4. Now you have 2 more come in.
We could set a trap. You know, let. What was Burkle? What was his name?
Ulrich.
Balric,
Balric.
the dwarf.
We could, kind of let Balric overhear that, there are people asking questions about some dwarf being involved with that whole mess of whatever, Dalvarot, the city hall,
Theldor.
Daldorn, and we kind of lead them to
Is this a conversation we're having at the table?
no,
above.
above the table,
Okay.
but
The idea of spook her into
doing
going.
something that's going to get her caught doing something bad.
Or just run into whoever.
Yeah,
Or-
and
or
we just
bearing
learned.
evidence,
We just
yeah.
learned from Belinda that
They weren't here last night.
they were not here at the bar last night. They were supposed to be in Perskull, which they may or may not have been.
The dude showed you
See if
ingredients
their
that they
alibi
returned
checks
with.
out.
What'd you say, Ken?
We need to go see if their alibi checks out.
It's a short hop.
4 hours.
Go down to Perskull just to see if they were actually there.
Sure. He doesn't know that
So-
they didn't have those ingredients on them.
Well-
That's no proof that they went.
Well, okay, so the dwarf bought the ring. We know that. But
Dwarf
then
bought the gem.
the gem.
And she had the book.
And
Oh, that's right. And she came up with the book after.
Right.
And that means she delivered the book, right? She didn't necessarily grab the book.
That's we don't know that she actually was there and did the deed.
Right.
Possible, but she could have handed off that
We
to
should have.
somebody else.
Damn. We should have asked the lady at the front desk if she had seen a red-haired dwarf.
No.
Was that a no, she didn't, or no, we should not have asked?
No, she did not see a red-haired dwarf. She's a very striking dwarf.
Right.
Well, and when it happened, when we were there right after she was killed, didn't we ask them about nobody saw anyone coming and going.
Right.
Maybe they missed them, whatever, but okay.
Somebody had been
But-
Johnny on the spot to grab that book. Because we ran up there. I mean, there's like 2 rounds.
And it could be one of them went to whatever to get the ingredients, not necessarily both of
You
them.
don't know how long they were there before she was ejected through the
And
window.
and we were on the other side of the square when she fell out of the window, and there was
Could have run out the back.
a solid
for
5
sure.
minute there.
Well, I don't know what the spell length of a conjurer elemental is, but I bet you it's somewhere around
10
minutes.
minutes.
He told
10
us
minutes.
to-
Oh, yeah. 10 minutes. That guess it's a long time.
So okay, so we don't know if the red-haired dwarf actually did it, but she
She's
acquired
The gem and
the murder weapon, and she had the stolen thing afterwards.
definitely enough to put.
So
pressure
she's
on.
connected. She's involved.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then you do have the problem is she's not going to want to talk about it.
Right.
Yeah.
What she wants to do isn't really important. What she's
Yeah,
gonna do,
well-
what she's going to do to preserve her own innocence,
Well, so maybe, I don't know, maybe your spooking idea will work, because otherwise she might be here till closing time 12 hours from now, you know?
Right.
She might just hang out here all day.
That's the impression you get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like the. I mean,
I like the idea of finding out more about
Killian.
the shop, the bar owner.
The new owner.
Yeah.
Maybe she's looking to make waves and make moves.
or maybe she's some distant relative to one of the families. And
Yeah.
This is a blood feud.
Or maybe she thought
Maybe she's awful.
the gal was a distraction.
Oh, interesting. Was distracting him from the business?
Yeah, something like that.
Ah.
Oh, nice.
Maybe she's part dwarf. Look at her chin.
That's pretty sinister.
Yeah.
I had been wondering about that.
Let's
got
see,
a
she's
little
Abraham
stubble.
Lincoln.
Yeah.
I mean, she has the
You can't
rugged.
see that now, can you?
She walks with a little limp, and she has the air about her that she's battle worn.
Killian.
Right? Yeah, Killian. She has a background in adventuring, and she is very chumly with all the adventure arising guild. Well, we're about out of time. I mean, it's 9:00. Any last words before you end up?
I mean, my impression is that Killian is implicated in this as well, right? With
Maybe.
through the alibi, right?
Right.
Either she is covering or she has direct knowledge of what happened.
Okay.
I would vote for that being
Yeah.
next.
So right now,
Yeah.
you need to secure the alibi, right? You're trying to.
Yes.
You do need to figure out the alibi. You need to. You have good ideas. You by now, above the table, you have all my characters, right?
Question. Way to at least investigate in town whether they went to Prescott or not. So check with the carriage house. If they checked out their horses, then
How much
then
did they bring
would've-
back?
And if they,
Did you say?
if they
A
went.
sampling of the spices that were needed.
So they only brought a sample.
Oh, so would they have been inspected on the way back in?
Maybe.
Assuming they declared their goods.
Yeah. Check the guys at the gate. Would they remember them coming and going if they were both? Were they both in the wagon, or just one of them, or?
Great questions.
I mean,
all this and
they
more
could-
next
they
week
could have
on
gone out
Dave's
one and come in
Imagination.
the next one.
Prince Ire Mordroc, Murder in Crimmor.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun dun dun.
What's was the sub adventure? Securing
Murder and more. The
Murder
trip
and cure.
to.
securing the alibi.
Percival idol.
Very good.
There's a red dwarf hair on the bar.
The red
The
dwarf.
red dwarf hair tells the story.
All right, Albert. So that's our show for the night. The mystery is unraveling, coming together. Clues have been gathered, and now our adventurers just need to put it all together and shore things up. Maybe they'll do that next week on Dave's Imaginations presents Murder in Crimmor. Ire of Mordroc, Murder in Crimmor. The red dwarf is in trouble. All right, take care.
Red dwarf is trouble.
So, what I heard is don't mess with Killian.